Hello, 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 hello. How are we doing? How are we doing? It's always a little bit difficult getting everything set when I'm traveling, especially because I'm always trying to update everything. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I feel like I'm always adjusting something whenever I'm on the go streaming, but it's because I'm so like, oh, this is how I like things to be, da 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 da. And so I keep making adjustments and keep moving stuff, and even though like things are kind of um, temporary. Can everyone hear me? Okay. Is there anyone who is unable to hear me completely? Fine. Okay. All right. Perfect. Let me just check this. I also hate like streaming off of because I have my laptop, and when I'm at home I have my monitors, but when I'm traveling I have like what I'll do because we're in a hotel. And so right now, instead of having like a monitor, I'm using the TV as a monitor. So it's this massive TV that's being used as a monitor. Um, but I have to use my actual laptop screen as a monitor, which I don't like. So it's harder to see there. So it's just an interesting dynamic overall. Anywho, we're gonna go ahead and get started here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and get the TikTok in here. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. About time, no shade. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's been a crazy, crazy weekend. Um, I've been filming all weekend, and I'll tell you guys as much about that as I can. But it's been a busy, busy weekend, and today is a travel day. So I am going to we're gonna, I wanted to go live, but then we're traveling later in the day. So it's just been a really, really, really busy, 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 busy day. How do I adjust this? I can barely see that. Holy smokes. Um, chat. Dang, I wish I could make that larger. I can barely see because it's so far away. Fuck it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Hello, guys. We're gonna go ahead and get started here in a moment. If you are over on the TikToks, do me a favor, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart. Me, it's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. I have the daily gift goal as the little pink heart puffs. If we can knock those out a couple of times, that'll boost the live. Let's get the other YouTube in here. I genuinely, I am such a creature of habit. It's such a hard thing for me to actually like shift and do something that I am not used to doing when it comes to like such a normal thing for me. I don't have all my bells and whistles. That's truly what it is. I don't have all the doodads and widgets and bobbits that I normally have in place, and the creature comforts that I rely on in order to make things go smoothly. And then anytime there's a situation where things aren't going like smoothly, then it's always, a thing for me. Like I can deal with chaos, but I have a hard time dealing with like electronics that's not as it normally is. That's what I have a hard time with. But we're gonna make it do what it do, baby. So with that being said, if you guys don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart. Me, it's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. I'm gonna keep resetting the daily gift goal to the little 1 cent gift goal, and that will help boost the live as well. When you guys send your daily heart, me, make sure that you go back in and you collect your points. I'm on level 27 on my backup. Where are you guys at? What level have you guys hit? I'm 27. What you got? What you got? Hello. 33. Craft Weaver is like the GOAT. Craft Weaver has won the level challenge because Craft Weaver has a higher level than me. And I'm here with my backup account every single day. Hello. You got 22, 29, 26, 15. I see you. Matthew 6 is it's all good. Listen, we building. Carmel, good morning. 18. No, you're good. You're good. Who is San? What's going on with San? Someone just called San a racist? What is happening? Joanna's 19. Nikki's 20. 21. All right, guys. Dang it. I wish I had like whatever. Anyway, good morning, guys. If you don't mind, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart. Me, I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1 cent gift goals. It'll boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Also, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the good things. That being said, let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Let's get it cranked up.
Yeah, funny how it changed now. Same people that laughed at clips, studying the clips now. Everybody got opinions till the facts land. Everybody loud till they gotta take a stand. Every stream feel like somebody betting they pride. I seen fake scholars fold in real time. Now they screenshot takes, run around and remix it, and pull up thinking somehow they can fix it. Nah, you stepped in the wrong room, donut. This ain't rage bait, this pressure. Patriarchy, race, class, labor, healthcare. I don't do surface level, I peel layers. And every time they think they got me cornered, numbers go higher. Chat flyer mods working, crowd waiting. Somebody finna get cooked tonight. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. You talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down. Oh. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. Got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah. Welcome to the ring now. You ain't built for this smoke. Y'all slap nuts, ain't got milk for these oats. Donuts, so pipe down. Yeah. You might drown. You don't debate for the record. Every false claim get dissected and severed. You rehearsed outrage, I studied the structure. Difference between noise and somebody with substance. You quote tweets, I quote policy. You want moments, I want honesty. You want ego boosts and virality. I want mutual aid and stronger communities. That's the difference between you and me. See the problem? Different type timing. You came for clips, I came for alignment. Capital this, socialism that. Half these dudes can't define what they yelling in caps. Talking about free market while wages collapse. I watch your pivot arrive, I make it visible live. But this ain't never gonna be a place where evidence dies. You came all the way to be Santana for internet rep, while the whole chat waiting to see who got checked. Next, welcome to the ring now. Yeah. You talk big till the facts come out. Slap nuts, sit down. Welcome to the ring now. Yeah. Got the whole chat screaming when the logic break down. Yeah. Welcome to the ring now. You ain't built for this smoke. Y'all slap nuts ain't got milk for these oats. Donuts, so pipe down. Pipe down. You might drown. You don't want war with the king right now. Yeah. Welcome to Sparring with Santana. Bring your sources or bring excuses, whatever. Doesn't really matter either way. You're about to get cooked. You should know who I am by now.
You should. You should. But if you don't worry. I got you. If you don't know, don't worry. I got you. Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana, and guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. Please tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. I'm going to keep resetting these daily gift goals to these little 1-cent gift goals so that we can get more push out. Right now, it's to love you so much. If you guys don't mind, please knock out the love you so much. Also, if you're over on YouTube, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. That thumbs up will boost the live as well, and it will push us out to the FYP, giving us more of an opportunity to get more people in here so we can continue to do all the things. With that being said, let's dig into it. America's a joke. Our country is a joke. Where we stand today, give me a second, guys. Sorry. Where we stand today is that the United States of America is literally a laughing stock. And the reason why the United States of America is a laughing stock is quite simply because we lean into a bunch of, how should I say, bullshit, to say it lightly, right? Let's see if we can do this. I'm gonna somehow get this shit. Anyway, first and foremost, capitalism. Capitalism ain't it. Capitalism ain't it, guys. I'm telling you, capitalism ain't it. You know, the funniest shit is that so this entire week I've done some debates with some political pundits, right? Some people who fancy themselves to be aficionados, who fancy themselves to be some type of authority when it comes to the things that are happening and what the actual truth is with the actual truth of the overall pulse of America, right? They pretend they know the pulse of America, and that's what we're dealing with. And while pretending to know the pulse of America, they flat out have shown that they're out of touch, because it's so interesting that people feel like, oh, the United States of America is the greatest country on earth because of capitalism. Because we got the big bank, right? Big bank take little bank. That's the perspective that so many people actually take. The reason why the United States of America is so good is because capitalism, which is such a weird position, because even they have to admit that not everyone is doing well under capitalism, but they feel like, oh, capitalism is still the best option for everyone when it comes to progress. That's just not true. That's just not true. And don't get me wrong, it's top-down approach that's being taken by the Trump administration, and they're leaning in on like socialism and communism. They're feeding in on the fact that people don't know anything. They're fear-mongering. It's just the whole thing. But capitalism is absolutely the reason why we are a laughing stock. We are a joke within the United States of America. I'm sorry, the United States of America is a joke worldwide, because other countries are leaning into socialistic policies, but we should all be leaning into socialism because it's far superior, right? Period. Number two, we have to talk about the Democratic Socialists. The Democratic Socialists, they are up. The Democratic Socialists are absolutely winning, and they are doing the damn thing, right? Democratic Socialists, without a shadow of a doubt, are making waves, and it's terrifying the establishment. And when I say the establishment, I don't just mean the establishment of Democrats. I mean the established Democrats, and I also mean the established Republicans, because you see the actual Democratic Socialists drawing attention from both sides of the aisle. Period. So that's the thing. We also have to talk about white people who embrace white supremacy. I don't understand what's happening, but like there was a wave of people who, for some reason, like say Dean Withers. Well, you said what? Dean Withers? What the fuck are you guys talking about in the comment section? Who is 404? What the fuck is 404 talking about? I look up. You guys stop spamming in the chat. Stop being weird. Anyway, white supremacy and yeah, it's a friendly, but like they're spamming. White supremacy being embraced by white people is absolutely a thing. There's a group of people for some reason that pretend like white supremacy wasn't a thing, and now they're just openly admitting that they fuck with white supremacy. It's the most interesting thing. But we're going to talk about it next. We absolutely have to talk about the fact that the Iran war, which I have more on this later, like we need to remove the U.S. global presence, but it looks like the Trump administration is getting ready to expand the U.S. global presence again by re-engaging in more conflicts with Iran. Hold on, we didn't get our ass kicked enough the first time. Trump wants more. And last but not least, Christians, you guys weaponize the Bible. You talk about your religion. You talk about like being someone that is the follower of Christ, but you're absolutely someone who makes it hard for people to embrace your religion. So with that being said, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. I see a couple of people that would be listed as a friendly. Guys, check your actual check and make sure that you're not in the request by mistake, because there's a couple of people that may be in the request by mistake. So please check and make sure that if you are in the request, that you are here to debate. You're a Trump supporter, or you're here to debate. And please don't do the weird stuff like I'm sure this actual person is about to do, because I know they're a troll. They got 0 followers. They're following one person. I am positive that they're going to either slur or just do weird shit and be a troll. Prove me wrong, Kobe. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Yeah, no. Some things I sort of agree with. I would disagree. Can you hear me, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
I would disagree with socialism over capitalism. I think that capitalism has proven to be the best.
So just to verify,
option.
You are not here to be weird.
No, I mean, I'm not sure how. Yeah, I'm not sure how well I can debate
Kobe.
you. I'm only 18 years old.
Kobe.
Yeah.
Pinky promise. Come on, give it to me.
Pinky promise.
You pinky promise?
Yes, sir.
All right. Don't be weird, and then we're good. All right.
Yeah. So, well, actually, I guess I'll ask you first. Why do you take socialism over capitalism?
Yeah, no, we can definitely talk about it. I can absolutely give you that breakdown. But before we do, really quickly, Kobe, I have a quick question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who I am?
I'm not super familiar now.
Okay. No, listen, that's perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. Would you mind if I give you and everyone else a quick introduction to who I am and what this is?
Absolutely.
All right.
Go
Perfect.
ahead.
Perfect. Give me a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Guys, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana, and only request up if you are a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart. Me, it's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. And if you like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Also, if you're over on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, and you want to debate me, you can do so. The only thing that you have to do is actually click that link that's in the pinned message. You do not have to actually leave where you are. The only thing you have to do is actually click on that link. Speaking of W's in the chat, W's in the chat for Become Legend, who sent a $1.99 super chat to say, are we still smoking on that Lindsay pack today? And is light it up. Light it up. You absolutely know that. Also, W's in the chat for Jared for the $1 donation. Honestly, no, Jared. I mean, like I don't really have any advice on that. I don't have an issue with that. So I'm sorry. I don't really have anything on that one. Sorry, Jared. Sorry. W's in the chat. If you like to support, you can do so with the pay links and link tree in the bio or over on YouTube. You can send a super chat. All right. So Kobe, you wanted to know why I think that socialism is far superior to capitalism. Is that an accurate statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The reason why is because capitalism is a failure. It is a system that has continued to grow and be self-consuming. And so capitalism is based off of the exploitation of resources, whether it's people, information, technology, ideas. It's just the exploitation. And it's something that it's rooted in the individual versus the collective. And so socialism is the opposite, where we can see the expansive growth of the collective and the overall well-being of all people versus just the collective progression of, just one person.
Okay. I mean, I would say that capitalism offers completely unparalleled opportunity. I think that, and we may disagree on this, but I think that a lot of flaws in socialism lie in the fact that it's just everyone's kind of bound to the same life, and I feel like that's not something that everyone would want to sign up. Like, assuming we're talking about the like pure form of socialism and not like Mamdani democratic socialism, I would say it's not fair that there's not equal, I guess, or at least free opportunity. And I feel like it kind of denies the pursuit of happiness because everyone is bound to the same life, same wages, same jobs, same homes. And I just disagree with that personally.
Oh, okay. So I think there may be a little bit of confusion there because that's not what socialism is. So if you don't mind, your best understanding, what is socialism?
I think it's a society where private ownership is, I guess maybe in my first point, I was leaning more so towards communism, but, everything public, same grocery stores, housing's the same. Hold on, sorry. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, same jobs, same wages for the most part.
Yeah, I think that's where the confusion lies. That's not socialism. Heck, that's not even communism. I think a lot of people have been propagandized. Have you ever heard of the Red Scare?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so the Red Scare is the perpetuation of the ideas of socialism and communism. It was used in like Cold War times with Russia, and it's been propagandized as far as the United States of America, basically talking about like, hey, the commies are gonna get you, and da 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 da, and they perpetuate this myth that like everybody is standing in like a soup line, wearing all gray and blah blah blah. That's not socialism, and that's not communism. Socialism in simplest terms, is when the workers own the means of production, and so they share in the profits of production. Communism is a stateless, classless, moneyless society, but they're so much more detailed and nuanced than just the actual definitions. True socialism and true communism run in parallel in a multitude of ways, but the biggest thing about both of those is one, has nothing to do with like state authority. It has nothing to do with like, oh, there's a government that just controls everything and everybody has to have all the same thing. That's literally not what it is. Like you can have your own stuff in socialism and in communism. The biggest part of socialism and communism is that it creates a floor where people cannot actually or people are guaranteed certain human rights and certain standards of living. And then also it eliminates the possibility of excess greed, where someone gets so far ahead of everyone where they can exploit resources. And that's what it really boils down to. It eliminates the people like Elon Musk. Billionaires and trillionaires cannot exist within those societies, and which billionaires and trillionaires existing within our society currently today has been nothing but detrimental to the everyday American.
Okay, so let me ask you this: would you rather America be a completely socialist society?
I think,
and do you think that?
I say this all the time. I'm not a communist, but I do think communism is the optimal form of living for society as a whole.
Really? So you think that would be better as an alternative for the United States?
Yeah, I think for like the happiness, health, and benefit of everyday Americans, yes, I do.
Could you give me an example of society who has thrived with communism or socialism?
Yeah, indigenous people. Prior to the colonization of Turtle Island, there were indigenous tribes and nations. A large majority of indigenous tribes and nations were communal. They lived communal. They also had a matriarchy. They were overwhelmingly successful. They believed in sharing of the land, sharing of the resources. Hell, they even had a sense of like giving away anything that would be like hoarded or resources or whatever. And so overall, they bred a society where people had what they needed, got what they needed, and they were able to live successfully and harmoniously. There were still, like the struggles and ups and downs of life or whatever, but people weren't going without just because other people wanted more.
Well, I mean, I'm looking more for like modern society, modern world.
Any place that true communism or true socialism has popped up, it hasn't had an actual chance to thrive or survive because of capitalism. Anytime there's been any places, whether we talk about like Cuba or I think it's Grenada or anywhere else where there's been true forms of socialism or communism that starts to thrive. Hell, there was an actual compound here in the United States of America in Pennsylvania, where people were engaging in communism and commune living, and the United States government on three levels, right? The local, state, and federal all came together and dropped a bomb on their compound here in the United States of America on United States citizens. Anytime there's been any type of progress when it comes to people who are embracing socialism or communism, people who want to uphold the capitalist society will destroy them, sniff them out, and make sure that it's not able to thrive.
Well, I would argue that communism and socialism have been practiced fully, and I would argue that it just has been a disaster every single time.
Tell me where it's been practiced fully and how it was a disaster without Western intervention.
Well, I mean, Venezuela very recently.
Venezuela wasn't socialist.
It was, yes.
No way. It
Okay.
literally wasn't. And then again, so the one thing that I will
Well, I mean,
warn
that's
you
how it's
is that
painted, sure.
yeah, that's the one thing I was just about to say. The one thing that I do want to warn you how to partner is there's a lot of places and people that will say like, oh, we're socialists, oh, we're communists, and they're just using the title where that's not actually what they're trying to do. That's why I said you need to understand what the actual true meaning of those things are, and then how people will actually weaponize those. Like, you know, Nazis said that they were socialists, or I'm sorry, the Nazi Communist Party, Socialist Party, whatever. Anyway, but they weren't, right? They were fascists that were highlighted by an authoritarian. So it's understanding how people try to weaponize those terms when they're truly not. National Socialist, yeah. So it's just understanding how they try to weaponize that title versus what true socialism or communism is. So, question for you: if communism and socialism didn't work, right? If it's doomed to fail, why is it that Western civilization, people who are looking to uphold capitalism, why is it that they have to step in and intervene every time to ensure that it fails?
Well, I would say there's always going to be resistance, just as you see resistance the other way with socialists or communists.
Right, no, but I'm saying if it's such a bad thing and it's like it's doomed to fail and all this other stuff, why not just let it fail? Why is it that there is a need for them to step in and say like, oh, we're gonna make sure that it fails?
Well, I mean, you gave me that one example. I'm not exactly familiar, but I feel like that's kind of, I don't know, a little nitpicky. If you could give me, I just don't feel like there's really that much animosity towards. I just feel like it wouldn't work. I mean, Mamdani's been elected in New York, so that's
I'm so confused as far as you said that you like what you said. I gave you one example, and that's nitpicky. You mean the example of me saying that every single time there's been a there's been a social a society that's embracing socialism or communism, that the Western civilization step in and destabilize it with the capitalist society destabilizes it? I'm confused. What are you referring to specifically?
Well, I mean, what you just said is not an example. That's just a broad statement. You mentioned that one time with Pennsylvania, but
oh no, that was just me pointing out them specifically doing this here in the U.S. Like I said, you can go take a look at what's been done with American interventionism within Cuba. You can go take a look at what happened.
Oh yeah,
Guatemala.
Okay, I understand.
Like there's multiple countries where it's been completely snuffed out.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you were speaking purely within our country.
Oh
yeah,
no, I was just giving an example of like that's the only time the United. Well, it's a fickle history, but specifically in recent history, that's the only time where the United States government dropped a literal bomb on American citizens and set fire to a place inside of our country just to snuff out communism.
Yeah, I'm not exactly familiar with that. I'm sure. Yeah,
go look that up. It happened in Pennsylvania. It was a compound. They were calling themselves. They rejected their last name, and they were calling themselves Africa. They had a shared common name of Africa.
Yeah, I'll check that out. It seems interesting. But I mean, I would say there's definitely a lot of greed for sure within the top of the capitalist. I mean, that's kind of just I feel like that's inherent, but
why?
I would say there's just a lot of.
Why is it inherent? Why is that acceptable? Why is it that we should expect greed? And since there's a greed, there's a lack of for everyone else, because that's what we agree. We can agree that if there's greed within capitalism, then that means that other people are going to have to be without, right?
Yeah, I mean, we could go down to the moral argument, but I feel like that's a little like deeper.
Well, I mean, I think like morals are subjective. And so like talking about the moral argument, yeah, there's something there. But the point being is if our society if capitalism is optimal, right? If capitalism is preferable, then wouldn't capitalism breed the most amount of good for the majority, not the minority?
Well, I would say it does breed the most amount of good for the majority out of most other systems in the world. Just because,
again, looking at where we are in the United States of America, we are the richest country on earth with the largest GDP, yet we have the largest wealth.
And that's a result of capitalism.
Right. But that's not a flex.
Well, the largest GDP.
Yeah, that's
kind of is.
Flex. It's really not.
Well,
because
we have the largest
flex. It would be a flex if I wasn't about to say the second part of what I was about to say. We are the
wealth disparity.
The wealthiest. Yeah, exactly. We have the largest wealth disparity in the world, and we're the only G7 country that has a standard of living that's trending in a negative direction. So while we have all this money coming in due to our GDP and being the richest country on earth, Americans are hurting and they're not happy. So it would be a flex if we were making a lot of money and everybody was living a good life. But we're making a lot of money, and the money is being coalesced with the ultra wealthy.
Yeah, you know, I understand your point, but I would just say that capitalism overall has produced the most good for the most people. And I mean, it gives equal opportunity, and you're going to say, oh, no, it doesn't. Yeah, but I would argue that it does because everyone has the same ceiling.
That's not true.
Well, I mean, obviously there's...
Do you think you have the ability to become a billionaire?
I mean, based off of what I've been given genetically, I mean, I do have the ability. It would just be extremely difficult.
Genetically?
Well, intelligence, ambition.
Oh, you mean your get up and go? You think your get up and go will make you a billionaire?
Well, I would say a lot of it's about connections and personability, but
yeah, you can be as personable as you want. That's not going to make you a billionaire, Bubba. Like, you can have a shining personality, and that's not going to make you a billionaire. Like, I think you're a little bit confused as far as how that works. You seem like a cool person, but I don't think that's enough to make you Elon Musk.
I understand. I think, well, I mean, I think Elon Musk is also a genius. He was given a lot from birth. Okay.
He's not a genius.
I don't really want to go to that argument, to be honest.
I mean, but I'm more interested. If you want to talk about business, I do think that he's a business genius. I think that he's the most successful person to ever engage in business. But just being an actual genius, no, he's not. He's not that smart.
Okay, well, I mean, if you want to talk about pure IQ, sure, maybe not, but he's definitely had an unparalleled level of ingenuity. I would say
he hasn't invented anything.
Okay. All right, I want to get back to the socialism talk.
Sure, but really quick, one thing that Elon invented.
Well, I mean, he helped create Tesla, SpaceX. I mean, obviously, it was not sold. Nothing is.
No, he didn't create anything. Like, literally, not only did he not create anything, you can talk about like
he didn't create PayPal?
No. He actually bought into PayPal. But you can talk about like Tesla. I mean, like, he purchased Tesla. You can talk about SpaceX, but he didn't make the actual landing technology that made SpaceX profitable. Like, none of this stuff is his invention. And that's why I said you can talk about him in a business aspect. Absolutely. I will never take that away from Elon. Elon Musk is the most successful business person to ever brace our society. But as far as just being a genius, he's not that. He's not even close. He literally is a Nepo baby. Did you know that?
You know, I did know that. Yeah, it's South Africa, the mines, whatever.
Yeah. So, like, he's just a Nepo baby.
I mean, yeah, I honestly don't really care for the Elon Musk argument.
But Elon Musk is the reason why I brought him up as well, though, is because he highlights the difference in what I'm talking about when it comes to capitalism versus like the individual or the whole. Because you think that capitalism breeds competition that allows everyone to be successful, and I'm saying that that's not true. Not everyone can hit the heights of an Elon Musk, and more often than not, the people that are born into certain social economical standards, they don't shift from where they are, no matter how innovative they may be, no matter how intelligent they may be, no matter like any of those things. It's just not something where people can just have social mobility, especially within the United States of America. But give me 1 second. Got Swan up here. Swan, what up?
Hey, Santana, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's an interesting discussion you're having here with the guest.
Yeah. You got something for him?
Well, I guess well, this is kind of off topic. Your profile photo is pretty interesting. You know where it comes from, right?
Yeah, it is. I don't know where it came from, but I knew it wasn't him.
It's an op-ed documentary about growing up all black. So I was just wondering if you're black.
No, I'm not.
Okay. The reason I was asking that question because if we tie it back into capitalism,
It's not against anyone.
Okay. The reason I brought it up though was because if he was black, I was going to talk about capitalism and how that impacts black people globally, well, domestically and globally, in terms of
we can still talk about that.
Yeah, what it runs on, which is essentially
Wait, hold on 1 second, Kobe. You're not black, so no. I mean, but I would love to hear what Swan says, but I'm not interested in hearing your perspective on how capitalism impacts black people. Like I have no interest in that part. Anyway, go ahead, Swan.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the exploitation of the laborers, right? So those that are marginalized tend to be impacted the most. But essentially, if you are for capitalism, what you're for is people being exploited. That's what you're advocating for.
Okay. Well, I mean, he just said he didn't want me to talk about.
I mean, just people overall.
Talking about exploitation of the labor force has nothing to do with having specific conversations.
Okay, sorry. Wait, ask the question again. Or was it a question?
Statement more so, yeah. My criticism is that you're up here advocating for people to be exploited. Is what I'm saying.
Exploited in what way? Sorry, I missed you.
Yeah, the exploitation of the laborers. The laborers they don't own any parts of the means of production, right? So they're not getting paid for the amount of labor that they're putting in. So essentially which is exploitation, right? So what I'm saying is that you are advocating for people to be exploited if you are someone who is pushing for capitalism.
Are you speaking about like factory workers and such, or just in general?
I'm talking about the difference between who owns the means of production versus the laborer.
And I just want to call out, like, that's one of the first things I said. And Swan, I don't know how long you've been here, but I told him, he was like, why do you disagree? I said, because capitalism requires exploitation, whether it's exploitation of resources, exploitation of people, exploitation of ideas. It literally requires some level of exploitation in order to ensure the success of capitalism.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm not disagreeing that there's massive disparity within capitalism. I'm just saying that socialism is just not a healthy alternative, because I feel like the overall great life for all, it just doesn't work. It's like a fairy tale. I just don't think that works.
Do you think it would be better for people to exploit it than for people to actually be paid what they're worth?
Well, I mean, you want to talk about exploitation and communism and socialism, look at China. Like, those workers
China's not a communist country.
Okay,
I mean, about the country or the people that have.
It's an example of how communism is used.
It's not
negatively, which just shows that it's.
Colby, why are you still trying to get this shit off? And we're telling you that it's not, and we're telling you that like China isn't the example. It's not communist, but you're still trying to connect it. And just like I told you, like Nazis, and they use the title of being socialist, but they weren't actually socialist. China is absolutely a capitalistic society.
All right, if you're gonna sit here and say that China's communist, then we just disagree at that point.
What's communism?
I mean, it's equality for all.
No, it's
same
not.
Jobs.
It's literally not. You said this earlier. We've already been through this. Did you wipe this out of your mind, or are you just factory resetting? Because we've already talked about that.
Okay, then explain to me how China is not communist.
What is communism?
The China Communist Party.
What is, yes, there's a title. We've already been through this. I don't know if, like, since Swan got up here, she calls you do a hard reset or whatever, and you're going back to the talking points that we've already went through, but we've addressed those things. What is communism?
But we haven't talked about China, so explain to me how China
what
is
is
not
communism?
Well, no, I already answered your question. Explain to me how China. Yes, I did. Explain to me how China is not. Explain to me how China is not a communist country. You can't answer
the question. What is communism?
It's classlessness, no social hierarchy. Everyone works within the same system, same wages. Like,
no, you keep saying
yes, it is. You're twisting the
communism.
definition.
No, I'm not. I literally, this is how we started. You said all those things, and I said that's not true. I said communism is a stateless, classless, moneyless society. I said it's much more levels and intricate than just the actual definition, but that's a high level. Like we've already talked about that. Is China a stateless?
You're acting like all these implications don't come with it.
Answer the direct question. Is China a stateless, classless, moneyless society?
Not every part of that, but it is in practice communist. Explain to me how it's not communist.
Is it a stateless, classless, moneyless society?
I mean, I would say
yes or no.
It tries to be.
Yes or no.
It tries to be. That's what I'm going to say, and it doesn't work because communism doesn't work.
How does it try to be a stateless, classless, moneyless society?
Bro, we're not doing this, okay? Can you answer my question?
No, I'm not answering your question because I'm answering your question by making you think. You're literally engaging in cognitive dissonance right now. You don't want to engage, and so it's actually forcing you to run away when I'm telling you the answer, but I want you to think about this.
I understand what you're doing, but I want you to answer my question. It's that simple.
Kobe, answer the question directly. Is China a stateless, classless, moneyless society? Yes or no?
It tries to be, and I'm not going to answer yes or no because you're trying to get me within these gotcha.
I'm not trying to get you within. How is this a got you?
Bro, it's a yes or no. Just answer my question.
You're so fucking confused. This is not a got you. I don't like. There's nothing to get you on. You don't know things, and so I'm trying to force you to think. This is not a got you.
All right, dude. But you're not answering my question. So how is this like discourse?
Okay, that's fine. Shut up for a second. Hey, Swan. Is China a stateless, classless, moneyless society?
No, not at all. They do participate in imperialism, and imperialism is capitalism, right? When you reach your peak in capitalism, you engage in imperialism. We know that they've also Zion and Noah are in the chat too. They're like whizzes at explaining this out probably better than I can. But yeah, China engages in imperialism. I mean, they're exploiting people in the Congo, they're exploiting people in the Caribbean, and in many other ways, so that they're not in any way, shape, or form communist. But Colby, I just wanted to say, and I think that it's okay for you to let
Colby. I need you to come back into that. Let me just finish this point. So Colby, come back in. Like I need you. Don't run. So Swan just answered the question. No, they are not a stateless, classless, moneyless society. So if they are not a stateless, classless, moneyless society, then they are not communist. Just because you wear the title of communism does not mean that you are actually a communist society. So that's why China is not communist. You just didn't want to engage with the point because you knew what we were saying. Stop being bad faith and engage with Swan.
What? Listen, we're just going to disagree. I would say that it is politically communist. You're going to say that in practice it's more capitalist, but it doesn't matter because the governmental intentions are communist, and it creates absolute disaster and terrible.
Do governments exist within communism, and if so, what
censorship?
Does governments exist within communism, and if so, what form?
It's usually a one-party system.
That's not true. You don't know anything. Swan, go ahead.
All right, bro. Listen, we're not going to do this like back and forth. You're not answering my questions.
I just said you're wrong, and it's fine. Swan, go ahead.
Yeah, I think, Colby, are you like willing to engage like genuinely?
What does that mean?
Like if you don't know something, it's okay to say that you don't know. If you forgot something, it's literally okay for you to say you forgot something.
No, of course, I'm willing to admit fault, but I'm going to argue my position. And if it opposes you guys, so be it.
Yeah, well, first, when we talk about communism and like eliminating like private ownership and having more of a collective means of ownership, I think that that's something that's going to be more beneficial to people, right, than them being subjected to being exploited. Their people are just not getting paid, right, for the amount of labor they are putting in. It requires a permanent lower class of people to be exploited. So I just want you to take that in, process it, I do want to hand it off to Noah though, because I know that Noah wanted to come up and correct some things about what communism actually is.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think there are different beliefs among communists about how to feel about China. Some people claim, because China themselves don't even claim to be communist or socialist. They say that they're building up their productive forces and are trying to like move towards a socialist economy by like 2050 or something. Right. So I'm not out here defending.
Was it the
I'm not out here
50-year
defending
plan
China.
or 500-year plan or something?
Yeah, because they had a 5-year plan that they adopted from the Soviet Union under Mao, and they did that twice. And then, you know, Deng came into power and he instituted a bunch of like liberal reforms. And so, yeah, I would definitely say currently right now, China is operating under a capitalist mode of production, despite the fact that like there isn't that much like private ownership because it's a lot of state ownership. But I wanted to say this, Santana, you know how like Swan hosts debates Solid as well about like racism, and they talk about how you cannot have a great understanding of racism if you rely on like a Google definition or a dictionary definition of racism. That's not sufficient. So in the same way, saying that communism is a classless, stateless, moneyless society is not a sufficient way of understanding what communism is, right? In the same way that we would consult like sociologists in terms of understanding what racism is, we should consult the people who have created these terms to understand what communism is. Marx never defines communism as a stateless, classless, moneyless society. And I don't think that's a good metric for determining if like a place is like communist or is a communist project. Instead, Marx defines communism as a movement that seeks to abolish the present state of things. It seeks to abolish capitalist relations. And it is something that is dynamic and constantly like in flux, right? So it's Marx says verbatim, communism is not an ideal state of things or state of affairs, right? So classless, moneyless, stateless is just as poor of a definition of communism as like discrimination on the basis of like phenotype or a grouping, right? For racism and understanding racism. I just wanted to like clarify that because I think if you use that definition, you come to this belief that like communism has never been like implemented or there haven't been like communist projects. Yeah, power plus privilege, like all of that, so on. So like, I really wish people would consult the people who've actually like created these terms and like flesh them out theoretically rather than invoke the definition, right? Classless, stateless, moneyless, just to reiterate, is a really terrible definition of what communism is.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, I think that having a lack of understanding and even more than that is it's more detailed than it is the definition. I think in order to be able to at least get people to somewhere close to having this conversation, we just have to dispel the notion of people thinking that communism is one thing or the other thing. But I completely agree. There's so much more of a deeper understanding of what it truly is. And then even more so, I think you highlighted a great point as far as how it's always evolving and it's seeking to dismantle the current structure of capitalism. I think that's a key factor, but I agree. But I think the point that I'm trying to drive home and the point that we're trying to overall levy towards you, Kobe, is that any way that you shake it, China is not an example of a communist society.
And you're again saying that it's never been fully implemented, communism? Because that's what you were saying earlier.
What does fully implemented mean if it's a movement?
Yeah, and
well, I mean, I'm just taking
that's absolutely not what I've said. I've said that anytime I said anytime that you see it implemented, you've seen a persistent push from Western civilization and the people who uphold capitalism interfering in order to ensure that it's not something that is widespread.
Okay, I mean, honestly, I think you're just going back on what you said.
I literally said that. I gave you examples of different countries that have embraced communism or socialism, and Western civilizations have stepped in. I even talked about the the compound in Philadelphia that they dropped a bomb in the United States, who they were actually communal living. Like I literally said, there's multiple instances of the imperialist societies interfering with the growth and expansion of anyone that's embracing socialism or communism. Like, that's been the whole point. And I even said, hey, if communism and socialism are doomed to fail, why is it that they have to keep interfering instead of just letting it fail?
All right. Well, I mean, if you're just going to say that every example of communism and socialism in practice has not actually been communism or socialism, because it's always resulted negatively, then
that's not what I'm saying.
I feel like
I'm just saying the examples that you try.
There's no examples.
The examples that you try to use are not examples.
All right, listen, bro. It's been a good conversation. I gotta leave. I gotta go to practice.
It really hasn't. You've added nothing to the conversation. Like, you literally have added.
Then why'd you keep me on the live?
Because you seemed like you wanted to engage, but you fucking factory reset when Swan got here. Like, I don't know if it's because you heard a femme voice and then that made you lose all sense, but like, you literally started going backwards when Swan got here.
And, why are you so mad, dude?
I'm not. You're a waste of time. Swan, Noah, anything else that you guys want to say to him?
You're swearing at me, bro. What's your problem?
Swear these nuts in your mouth. Swan, Noah, anything that you guys want to say to him?
Yeah, Kobe, change your profile photo, bud. And read books. That's it.
Noah?
Sorry, it cut out for me a little bit.
Outside, anything that you wanted to say to him?
So there he is.
Yeah, I think I don't know if he was switching off or whatever. No, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. I was saying, anything that you wanted to say to Kobe.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have seen like socialist projects, and I think they've been very successful in terms of like bettering the material conditions of the people. I think the USSR, especially Stalin and before, did this. I think Burkina Faso did this. I think South Yemen did this. I think Grenada did this. I think Cuba did this.
That's what I was thinking. Grenada.
Et cetera, right? Like, even like, we can talk about the USSR. I actually think the USSR, especially early
socialist
USSR,
Cuba was successful.
Extremely. But I think early. What is there to disagree about? Do you know what was like, what society was like in Cuba prior to the Cuban Revolution?
He doesn't.
I don't feel like you guys are very open to seeing my perspective.
You haven't added anything.
Okay.
Tell me one tangible thing that you brought. Tell me one tangible, beneficial thing that you brought when it comes to capitalism.
What, bro? I've argued all of your points.
No, tell me one tangible, beneficial thing that you added to the conversation when it comes to the perspective of capitalism.
We're not doing this, bro.
Because you haven't.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead and finish what you were saying, Noah.
Yeah, I mean, Cuba prior to the revolution was under a fascist dictator backed by the United States. And prior to the Cuban Revolution, they had essentially like Jim Crow laws. Black people were precluded from entering like basically all industries. The population was like, I think had like a 20% literacy rate prior to the revolution. Immediately after the revolution, home ownership rate went up to like almost 100%. They have universal healthcare and some of the best healthcare in the world. All of these things, mind you, the United States has been sanctioning Cuba even prior to the revolution. Like, as the revolution was coming up, like in 1959, they were already applying embargoes and sanctions, and Cuba was still able to like raise literacy rates and attend to the needs of the people as best as they could, being an isolated island, you know what I'm saying? And Cuba was very successful prior to the collapse of the USSR, who was their like major like trade partner, right, in 91. And the USSR is also, in my opinion, a good example because, they came to be in like 1919, I believe. And, in their constitution, they had enshrined rights for all types of ethnic and racial minorities at the same time that the United States, capitalist country, was, under Jim Crow, right? They transformed their peasant population, another population that was almost entirely illiterate, into almost like 100% literacy rates they match their life expectancy rates with the United States. You know what I'm saying? So I think these things were extremely successful. The USSR was also the first place to legalize abortion. Like, I think there are a lot of things to be learned from the USSR, Cuba, all of these socialist projects. I think to say that they weren't successful, I don't think you've actually looked at like the empirics. We could also talk like USSR. I have hella data on the USSR. Like, they had a higher average caloric intake than the United States, right? And you have to think that they were coming immediately out of feudalism, right? They didn't even really have like a moment of capitalist development in the way that the United States did. They transformed immediately from feudalism into, you know, a socialist type economy where they abolished private property and all of these things, and still were able to accomplish this for their people.
Okay, I don't even think he's here to listen. So, did you hear anything that Noah said?
I heard a decent amount. Yeah, I don't think it's fair to just throw like 10 different arguments at me without letting me respond to each of them one by one. But I would just ask a simple question: do you think Fidel Castro was a fit leader?
Yeah, he was great.
All right. I mean, we can get down to it. I have to go. I kind of enjoy debating you guys. A lot of it.
This is Wendy's, sir, not an airport. No speech is required. Swan, Noah, anything else to add to the people before we keep it moving? I'm going to give you guys the floor because I need to reset my mic because apparently it's crackling. So anything that you want to add or plug or whatever, feel free to do so.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's really, really, really important for people to take the time, like, times better for people, right? To work towards that, as opposed to, you know, this level of exploitation, especially when we really get into what that exploitation looks like and who's at the very bottom of this hierarchy when we talk about capitalism, right? And how this is the reason as to why the worst of the worst G-sides are happening, right? So that's just the last thing I'll add in before you drop me down. It is really important for people to educate themselves on what this is. Like, they really need to take the time to do their research, as Noah stated earlier. But yeah, but that's it. But thank you for having me up, Santana. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming up. I appreciate you. Noah, anything else from you?
Yeah, I would just say really want people to read Marx. I don't really think you could speak on socialism or communism unless you've like sufficiently read Marx. Someone asked for like Rex in this chat. I say like the 1844 manuscripts is a good place to start, as well as like the German ideology. Marx gives like a very direct definition of what communism is, and it's not a classless, stateless, moneyless society. I really think we need to like disabuse ourselves of this understanding of communism because it's deeply insufficient, in the same way that the definition of racism is also very insufficient in terms of understanding what communism is. Yeah, Capital, of course, is a good read too. It's just very long, but yeah.
All right, perfect. Thank you both. All right, we're gonna keep things moving, guys. Again, only request up if you're a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin and will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. If you like to support the live, just like Danella sent a $1 donation. Yeah, too many thoughts, Danella. So with the rediscovery of America, I think that's it's really insightful. The one thing that I've gotten is, hey, what up, Sorsha? Hi, Sorsha. Deb's in the chat for Sorsha. the one thing that I've realized with like the rediscovery of America, reading it in not necessarily in parallel, but in the same time frame as reading the 1619 Project and then Ain't I a Woman, it gives you such a well-rounded perspective. Something that I think is absolutely necessary as far as like the overall understanding as far as our country, the different things that our country has done, the different forms of imperialism, like prior to colonization, then even after colonization. I just started yesterday. Yesterday, where is it? Where is it? I want to make sure I read the title. Here it is. Yesterday, I just started War Against All Puerto Ricans: Revolution and Territory in America's Colony. And so it's giving a perspective around that time frame as well. The point that I'm trying to make is that like all of these things are encompassing as far as getting a full understanding of what's happened throughout society, throughout the history of the world, and specifically how the United States of America has had such a history of imperialism and colonization. It's a lot. It's a lot, but I think it's a really good read, and I think it's super beneficial. W's in the chat for Jackie for the $2 donation. I just thank you for that. Yeah, I saw Rationality Rules posted his video about my debate with Dave Rubin. Apparently he posted it last night, and it's got like over 120,000 views already. I watched the whole thing. It's about a 40-minute breakdown. I think it was pretty fair. He had a couple of critiques for me as far as what I should or should not have done. But I thought it was overall, it was really fair. It was really good to see it as well. So I appreciated the hell out of it. So yeah, Rationality Rules. I didn't know who he was, but then I got a text from Solid about it, and then Jeff like kind of co-signed it, and then Parker texted me about it this morning. I'm like, who the hell is Rationality Rules? But apparently, like, you know, a pretty big deal. But I really enjoyed his analysis of it. I think there's going to be more to come soon. FYI. I think the filming that I did this weekend is going to be super interesting. Super interesting. Debbie's in the chat as well for let's see, Roland for the $1 donation. Absolutely, Roland. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you. Debbie's in chat for Anthony for the $1 donation. They always do that weird shit. They love to make black people their profile. I don't get why they do it, bro, but they love that weird shit. Debbie's in the chat for Jerry for the $25 donation. Said for the first time, a celebrity passing has actually hurt me. Oh, I saw that last night. Sam Neill, aka Dr. Alan Grant. The only silver lining is that death is such a shock that it now overshadows recent political passing. Yeah, like, you know, Ladybug being gone, and you know, we got to talk about the bullshit picture that they put out about Mitch McConnell, and we're going to talk about it soon. But like, that's a whole thing. But yeah, I saw last night that he passed over on Twitch. W's in the chat for, let's see here, Manders for the one cheered bit. Reading, forget that. I'm gonna have to check that out. Forget the Alamo. That's interesting. I gotta check that out. W's in the chat for Manders for the one cheered bit. Yeah, it's never too late to learn. Never. W's in chat for Kelly for the 15 cheer bits. Appears smashing through the wall, throwing pockets full of glitter. Good, mystic, magical Monday, cuties and beauties. Hopefully everyone is having a wonderful day. And remember your daily dose of hydration and snackies. And stay amazed, balls. And don't tell these donuts, or don't let these donuts get you down. Swan dives out the window, exploding into glitter. I know that's right. And W's in the chat for Manders for the one cheered bit. We got a fan in the chat. Oh, over on Twitch. That's interesting. Tell them to get in the fucking box. W's in the chat, guys. If anyone else like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. It's the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. 1.7 thousand people here over on TikTok. Look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Turn on notifications so you know when we go live. We go live all the time. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. FYI, for the people requesting over on YouTube, we do have a rule as far as joining YouTube. I'll get to you in just a second. Hi. Let's see here. Javari, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? I think that was a mistake. All right, so we got people requesting over on YouTube, and guess what? I'm gonna bring you in. But FYI, we have a rule over on YouTube because there's some people who are absolute weirdos, and since they want to be absolute weirdos, in order to actually join the conversation, Profound, I have you on the screen right now. Profound, the only thing that you have to do in order to get the conversation going over on YouTube is you have to turn on your camera, and we have to do the introduction with the cam on. Once you actually do the introduction with the cam on, you are more than welcome to turn it off. But people have made the decision to be absolute weirdos. And since people are making the decision to be absolute weirdos, we have made the decision to ensure that we go through this process of like saying, hey, yeah, turn your camera on. Let's do the quick introduction, and then we'll go from there. So, Profound, are you there? Gonna go ahead and let's see. Profound, it looks like you have your camera front facing. Can you go ahead and turn your camera on just for a second, and I'll unmute your mic. Profound, can you turn on your camera for a second? We'll go ahead and unmute your mic. Profound going once. Profound going twice. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and remove you from here. Boop. Next up over on YouTube, we have, I think this is, they're supposed to be, is it MAGA Monfrost? Or I don't know if it's supposed to be MAGA or Magma. Either way, I think Magma Frost _13. Magma Frost, you are on the screen. You are muted. The only thing that you have to do in order to go ahead and get this thing started is turn on your camera. We'll do the introduction with your camera on, and after we do the introduction, you can turn your camera off. So waiting on you, go ahead and turn your camera on, and we can get this debate started. Magma Frosted _13. No. Magma Frost _13 going once. Magma Frost _13 going twice. All right, we're gonna go ahead and drop you down. You guys can feel free to request back up, but again, that is the rule for YouTube. You know, they wanted to play weird games, so they win weird prizes. But again, that's the rule for YouTube. That's the rule. Again, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It looks like there's a bunch of friendlies in the request on TikTok. Guys, please look down at the bottom. Check your actual request. If you are in the request and you are a friendly and you're not here to debate, then please go ahead and remove your request. There's a lot of people in the request that may not be there on purpose. Let's see here. Shame on Heather. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Bro, this was a mistake. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries. I'll go ahead and drop you down. So guys, just really quickly, I am Pro 306, Rick Rash, and Bomb Path. You three are in the request right now. Make sure that if you are in the request, you are here to actually debate. You're a Trump supporter or you disagree with something on the background. Again, I'm going to read those up. Now it's only two. So I am Pro 306 and okay. And so now Bomb Bash is gone. Pro 306 is a troll. That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all. You're a troll. You're not. That's super interesting. Let's see. So you said you're not a troll.
Hey, Santana, I slapped the shit out you, bro. Ain't gonna lie. I beat the shit out you.
Okay.
Like 5 rounds MMA, I slapped the shit out you, bro.
So you are a troll. Okay. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Just like Georgia. Georgia sent a $5 donation. Said Reality Rules on YouTube made a video about your debate with Dave Rubin. He's also one of my favorite YouTubers. So I was excited to see you featured. Awesome job. Thank you. Yeah, like I watched it this morning and it was super interesting. Super interesting. W's in the chat for Nikki for the $5 donation saying black man work ain't free. Nikki, fucking W's in the chat. Thank you so much for that $5 donation, Nikki. And you're absolutely correct. Black people labor is not free. So I appreciate the hell out of you. W's in the chat for Nikki as well. Again, guys, if anyone else likes support the live, you can do so. Pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. The United States of America is a joke. It's a joke for a multitude of things. It's a joke because capitalism is an absolute failure. Socialism is far more superior. It's an absolute joke because democratic socialists are wiping the floor with Republicans and Democrats. Not even close. It's an absolute joke because white people are embracing white supremacy. They're not even hiding from it anymore. They just embrace it. It's an absolute joke because the United States military is something that needs to be cut and decreased across the board in a multitude of facets. And it's an absolute joke because the United States of America is the only country that weaponizes hell, embraces the weaponization of Christianity, because Christians absolutely weaponize the Bible. And it's just factual. So if you disagree with any of those things, get in the background, get in the box. We're only looking for some debates. If you're over on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, and you want to debate, you do not have to leave where you are. You only have to click that link and it'll get you up here. But just remember, we do have the rule that you have to do your introduction with your camera on. If you can't do the introduction with your camera on, you might as well not even request, because scared money don't make no money. That was in the chat for Terror the Rabbit for the $5 donation super chat. Say howdy, y'all lovelies. Been missing everyone. Jobs made me miss a lot. I hope you've been doing well and your eggs are all whole wheat. What up, Taro? W's in chat for Taro. Thank you so much for that actual $5 super chat. One thing that I do want to talk about while we wait to see if anyone will actually be willing to hop in and, defend any of the points on the background, or if we'll get any debates. I do want to kind of talk for a second about what I've been doing this weekend, because I said that I've been busy and I've been doing some filming. And so I can't say who I debated this weekend, but I've had multiple debates this weekend. And the debates that I had were all with people who are right-wing, and not only right-wing, but they're people who have a pretty substantial following, right? It's people who absolutely have made a good living for themselves off of the rhetoric that is propped up by right-wing propaganda, right? And the thing that's been interesting to me is how little these people know, while also being uber successful, leaning into bullshit. I've said this a million times before, and I know a couple of people who align with myself have said the same thing. But if we wanted to actually be quote unquote grifters, right? If we wanted to be someone who is just like benefiting off of bullshit, then we would absolutely be conservatives. We would absolutely be right wing. It's astounding how you can be someone who doesn't know anything, who doesn't have any information, who doesn't have any substance, but yet reach the highest of heights when it comes to the premise behind like right-wing propaganda. It's super interesting. It's super interesting. And these people are literally propped up. And, propped up in the sense of like the echo chambers that they believe in. They're propped up as well in the sense of like, oh, these people that continue to make sure that they are successful. And they're also propped up in the sense of like, for some of these people, specifically like Dave Rubin, propped up by Russia, right? The fact that Russia wanted to propagate Dave Rubin's message should tell you all that you needed to know. The fact that Russia was like, oh, yeah, we like what Dave Rubin is saying, and we're going to highlight what Dave Rubin is saying. These are the type of people that continue to thrive within the right-wing ecosphere, right? And so the debates that I had this weekend, not only did it show me that certain people lack substance or lack knowledge, but even more than that, it showed me that the reason why people who tend to be right-leaning or quote unquote conservatives, they all parrot the same things. Literally, they all parrot the exact same things. There's no daybreak of the shit that they say, and they have nothing. I'll give you an example of that in just a moment. Oh, that person dropped out. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly and you like support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links, and link to in the bio. Santana speaks for you. W's in chat for Diego. Question: which country, past or present, comes closest to your ideal model of government and why? There's no country when it comes to government, because like I think that communism is the preferable model for the whole of society. So Diego, thank you for that $5 donation. I wouldn't say there's any actual government. I do think that if we're talking about governments within the capitalist society, then of course Nordic models, but that's just like death by 1,000 paper cuts, which is a little bit different, but it's a whole thing. Deb's in chat for Audrey for the $2 donation. Would you say that both left and right are rooted in systemic racism, which contributes to the benefit of choosing socialism instead? Yeah, I mean, so if you really want to get at the heart of why capitalism is deeply rooted within our society and also deeply rooted in you spamming like the weird shit doesn't actually get anyone up here. Like you rise Korea, rise. Shut up, weirdo. Like they're in the request, and I'll get to them when I get to the request. You guys are weird. Anyway, when you talk about the true issue goes back to the patriarchy, right? Because feudalism predates racism and also capitalism. So that's where it really, really, really comes from. So like if you truly want to understand, that's why I love referencing with these indigenous nations that existed prior to the colonization of Turtle Island, how the communal societies were also matriarchies. Like it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Anyway, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Hi, I'm not a Trump supporter. However, there's a part of the background that I did want to inquire on. You said that Christians weaponize the Bible, right?
Yes.
Do you believe that Muslims do the same with the Quran?
I don't care. That's not the topic on the background.
All right. Well, I was here to inquire about that in particular. I don't support Trump. However, I'm asking specifically if
was like your defense of the topic to say, well, what about Muslims?
Oh no, I wanted to inquire and see if that's also something that you believe instead of just hinging upon Christians.
Yeah, no, I think that when you talk about religion, overall structuralized religion has been negatively impactful to a majority of people. But specifically, when I talk about Christianity, I talk about the overall premise of weaponization of the Bible and how Christianity has been at the root of many causes, including like colonization, genocide, like the structures that we live in today, whether it's like gender or whether it's like race, like the way that Christianity specifically has been weaponized has had massive impacts throughout the history of the world, not just the United States of America. Sure, there is also ways that like Muslims and have weaponized the Quran, and specifically in the Middle East, but I'm talking about the whole of Christianity. So I'm not advocating for any one specific religion. I'm just talking about the overwhelming amounts of harm that has been caused by Christianity throughout the history of the world globally, not just, centralized to one location, and how it's being weaponized in the United States of America today.
Okay, I understand. And when you speak about the entirety of the world as well as the United States, do you believe that the same would apply to Islam?
Sure.
That Islam has essentially deteriorated the word or whatever it may be?
Saying that, but like, what does that have to do with the point on the background? Are you looking
to I mean, I'm just asking a question.
No, I'm like, the question is, are you looking to debate Islam?
I mean, I kind of want to just have a conversation about religion, generally speaking, and its impacts on the world. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't,
because it seems like you kind of have a problem with that.
No, I just literally said I think all structuralized religion has been harmful, but the point that I'm making is specifically Christianity has been pointed and weaponized and has been the most harmful. So if you want to actually debate the topic, then sure, let's talk about Christianity. You would have to defend Christianity, not attack Islam, because I don't give a fuck about Islam.
Yeah, well, the point that's being made is you just made a statement. You said that all structured religion has had some sort of a negative impact on the world, and all would obviously...
You cut out. You cut out for a second. Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Hello from the other side. Can you guys still hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah,
okay, I can
it's fine now.
Yeah, you had cut out.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, the point that I made is that you made a statement. You said that all structured religion kind of impacts the world in a negative manner, and I'm asking if you can justify that specifically with regards to Islam.
I don't care to.
So then why would you make that claim if you can't justify it specifically? Because you said all. Because it's true. All encompasses every single... Okay, can you prove it?
Yeah, religion has been harmful across the world.
Can you prove that Islam has harmed the world?
Sure. It's Islam. I don't care to prove it, though. Like, I think you may be a little bit confused about how this works and who I am. If you're looking for someone to actually debate whatever the fuck you want to debate specifically, then you got the wrong one. But if you want to debate the topic that I have, then you got the right one. That's why I actually have... Like,
I mean, you're the one that made the claim, man.
I'm going to finish my sentence. That's why I have multiple options, right? Multiple topics, and I even give people who are like Trump supporters the option to talk about Trump specifically. If I wanted to actually debate anything when it comes to Islam, then I would specifically put Islam on the background. But I didn't put Islam on the background, so I don't want to specifically debate Islam. I want to debate Christianity. So again, debating Christianity is not saying what about Islam. So if you want to talk about
I'm aware,
Islam,
however,
if you want to talk about Islam, then you should probably find another live. But if you want to debate the topic as far as Christianity and how it has or has not been weaponized, then you got the right one. So I need you to lock in for me for a second here and like really noodle on this. I need you to put on your thinking cap right now. When I say,
all right, I'm locked in.
I say, do you disagree with something on the background? And the background says Christianity, Christians have weaponized the Bible. Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
All right. Now, I came up and I said I had a question about the statement to which you made a claim. Wait, did you not claim that all structural religion harms the world?
Or disagree with the statement?
Did you not make that claim?
Hey,
I'm a bit confused. Did you not make that claim, my friend?
I'm so confused why you have a question for me when you haven't answered my question. I'm going to try it again.
And I'm
because
so confused
maybe
why
it's
you're
a
not
tracking
justifying your
issue.
claims.
Maybe it's a tracking issue. I got you. Don't worry about it. When I say only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background, that means that anyone who is requesting, who's not one of my mutuals, has to either be a Trump supporter or specifically disagree with something on the background. You came up, you said, I'm not a Trump supporter. Boom, that knocks out that one. You said, but I have a question about something on the background. You tried to talk about Islam and you tried to expand the actual conversation. The point is not Islam. I don't care about you trying to run to other stuff. I'm going to give you the question one more time, very specifically, and you can answer the question. And if you don't, I'm just going to kick you because you're wasting my time. So the question is, with the background, it says Christians weaponize the Bible. This speaks to the weaponization of Christianity and the Bible throughout the history of the world, including how it's being done today in the United States of America. Do you agree or disagree with the premise that Christianity and the Bible has been weaponized throughout the history of the world and is currently being weaponized in the United States of America to today?
Okay, again, this is a deflection from the statement that you made previously about all religion. So are you...
Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things. If you like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks For You. Santana Speaks For You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Deb's in the chat for Rollin for the $1 donation. Listen, I hit that Adele all the time. Like, that's my jam. That is absolutely my jam. Last but not least, guys, look up at the top. 2,000 people hanging out here. If you have not followed me yet, hit that follow button. Turn on notification. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. Please, please, please go ahead and hit that follow button. Turn on notifications so you know when we go live. We go live all the time. You said host is running. That's funny. I'm running, but I'm still here on my own live. Run these nuts in your mouth. Come up here and debate the topic or shut the fuck up. I don't care which one. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
I am not a Trump supporter, but I do disagree with what you said.
Okay, for TikTok purposes, how old are you?
18. About to become 19.
Okay. What is your birthday? Or what year were you born? Sorry.
2007.
2007?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sure. You said you're about to turn 19.
Okay.
All right. You said you disagree with the point on the background. Which point on the background do you disagree with the most?
You said Christianity has... wait, let me just read it. Christians weaponize the Bible. And this is like the point that even my teacher made. Like he said, how religion is generally weaponized, but specifically Christianity, since you mentioned Christianity right now. And I do agree with the fact that Christianity has been used in many ways throughout this history, like to manipulate people, to do people, like especially in the church, which is why the church no longer has the power.
Hold on a second. Guys, for those people in the comment section that's spamming, that's a child or that's a kid, unless you have some type of proof, they verified their actual birthday.
Because like, do you, like, not everybody sounds the same.
Hey, this is not for you. This is me speaking to the chat. Unless you actually have some type of proof that this person is not of age, please stop spamming that in the comment section. This has nothing to do with any of that. Like, I know this person may sound young, whatever. I don't care. They went through the TikTok verification, said how old they are. Now, either they can or they can't defend the point. If they can defend the point, then they can stay. If they can't, they're going to get kicked. Like, unless you have some other proof that they're not of age. So, like, just stop spamming that in the comment section. That absolutely does nothing. I apologize. Go ahead.
Yeah, when I say my teacher, I meant like my high school teacher, which I just finished. He was my religion teacher. But anyways, yes, it has been used to weaponize in many ways. But my point is that anything can be used to weaponize unless you're educated. So if Christians educate themselves of the Bible, then the weaponization of it would not completely disappear, but of course can be used to minimize it.
That's all you got?
Yeah, that's my point.
Okay. The Bible is geared towards weaponization because it's open for interpretation. It's literally a incomplete or incompatible fairy tale book that drives people to believe that there is a need to suffer and to actually disenfranchise others in order to see everlasting eternity, or like the kingdom of heaven and all this other stuff. So you can talk about like, oh, how people need to educate themselves. The more that people tend to learn about the Bible, the less they tend to understand about the reality of the world. And then they lean on different interpretations of the Bible, which has been translated multiple times, which is an amalgamation of secondhand stories, which is also has been shifted when it came to like 1946 in the United States, and how the people that bought the rights to publish the Bible within the U.S. and then specifically change things within the Bible. So you just saying like, oh, if you just learn more, then you won't weaponize the Bible. That's not true, because even if you talk about like how some of the earlier ways that it was weaponized, what was the main two driving reasons why the Spaniards, the conquistadors, came to Turtle Island and started colonizing Turtle Island?
Oh, was that a metaphor?
No, that's a question. What were the main two reasons that the Spaniards, the conquistadors, came to Turtle Island and started colonization?
I don't know. Are you talking about America and the colonization? Because I'm not.
Turtle if you can just clarify. Was the amalgamation of the Americas prior to colonization.
Yeah. Okay. I suppose it was to gain the land.
The two reasons that the Spaniards, specifically the conquistadors, came to Turtle Island was one, in search of gold, and two was for the spread of Christianity.
Oh, I get your point now.
Yeah. What was the reason?
Where do you think Christianity?
Who actually?
So you mentioned 2 points earlier.
Who commissioned
so one of the
actual
points
creation of the structure of race?
Okay, that's a bit of a. That's not the conversation where I'm here for.
This is literally the conversation.
Because if we're gonna talk about race things. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a different sides of that conversation.
No, it's not. No,
I would like to.
The question is very simple. Who commissioned the structuring and creation of race?
I guess if we look at the history, it would be white people.
Well, they weren't white when they did it, but it was a Portuguese.
What were they then?
It was the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church.
Okay.
The Catholic Church literally was behind the commissioning of the premise of race. So the point that I'm saying is, if you take a look at even like earlier portions of society, when these actual things, whether it's like the country of the United States or of all the Americas didn't exist, and the colonizers use religion as justification for the spread of colonialization, or if you talk about like Gomez, Inez de Zurara, being commissioned by the Catholic Church to create these social construct of race to justify chattel slavery, like these things are deeply rooted in the weaponization of religion and Christianity.
Okay, sorry, I just had to get something. Yes, and I do like history-wise, as I mentioned before, the weaponization of the Bible or Christianity has been very vast, and like it has done a lot of harmful things. But what I'm trying to say is that you can absolutely be able to avoid the impact if you have educated yourself.
How?
Yeah, I can't continue this conversation for some private reasons, but
I wouldn't want to continue.
Good luck to someone else.
Yeah, no worries. I wouldn't want to continue this conversation either. Yeah. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly and like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks For You. Santana Speaks For You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. We have Profound back on YouTube. Again, remember, if you're requesting up on YouTube, you have to be able to turn on your camera, at least for the introduction. And then once you do the introduction, you can turn it back off, but people are being weird. So since people are being weird, we're going to have to go through this. W's in the chat for Gabriel for the $5 donation. Chocolate Thunder for the win. I know that's right. W's in the chat. Thank you so much, Gabriel. Profound, are you there? Oh, perfect. Oh, I remember you. All right. You can keep your camera on if you want, or you can turn it off. It doesn't matter. But I'll go ahead and unmute you. Perfect. You have a bit of an echo.
No, can you hold on? Can you hear me? Am I clear?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool.
But you have an echo. Are you listening in the background?
No. I just hold on. My headphones. I'm so sorry.
Well, while we try to see if he can get that echo corrected, let's see. We got a couple of people requesting over on TikTok. So let's see if we can get someone else in here while he works on that actual audio. Again, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. Only looking for some debates.
Santana, I love you so much. I love you, Dean Parker, so much. You guys are amazing.
Please don't do that. That's super rude. I know you think that, oh, you know, you're being nice or like blah, 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 blah. That's crossing boundaries. Please don't do that. Please respect the boundaries of the live. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Not a Trump supporter, but I do disagree with the background.
Okay. Which point on the background do you disagree with the most that you like to start with?
Yeah, white people embrace white supremacy. What's the argument?
Okay. Yeah. Hold on one second. He must have dropped or something happened with his connection over on YouTube. So I'm gonna remove this. Profound, if you can hear me, if you want to request back up, you can. I'll get you up here after the person that I'm speaking with, but you might want to check your connection before you rejoin. All right. You said you want to know why I say white people embrace white supremacy.
Yeah, I need the argument.
Okay. I was going to tell you why. Are you a Phil, bro?
Have I said anything philosophical by asking you to justify the assertion that all white people embrace white supremacy?
No, that's just a general question. Are you a Phil, bro?
I don't know. What is a Phil, bro?
Okay. I just want to let you know if you are, this isn't going to go well for you, but it's fine. All right.
Okay, I'd like it to go well for me. So what do we got to do?
That's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and actually tell you why I say that, but please don't speak over me. We'll go one at a time. The reason why I say that white people embrace white supremacy is because white supremacy has been something overall that's been mutually beneficial to them, i.e. white privilege. And we've seen our country overall embracing white supremacy, white people who should be up in arms and actually pushing back on the things that we're seeing, as most recently as the march in Washington, D.C. with a bunch of white supremacists. A large majority of people have been not only silent, but who have lacked the desire to take action. So even if you have a premise of care, but you are not actually actively trying to dismantle the thing that we're talking about, then there's a lack of really care and more so embracing it. So the point that I'm driving home is that the reason why we see such a vast spread of white supremacy and the people who are openly willing to announce them being neo-Nazis or white supremacists or Proud Boys or Boogaloo Boys or all this other stuff is because not only does our society breed the acceptance of those people, but the white people who actually benefit from white supremacy doesn't really care.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just, that's a mental faculty that you're acknowledging. But if someone claims, yeah, then in other words, in order to embrace this, it would take a mental structure, right? So that's just a cognition of a faculty. That means you think it in your brain.
Oh, you mean so you think something, so there it is?
No. That's not it at all. That had nothing relative to what I just said. In order to embrace something, you'd have to embrace it with the mind. But if someone claims that all members of a large demographic group hold a particular belief, then you must have some sort of sufficient epistemic access to that beliefs and the intentions of every individual member of the group.
What does that mean? I don't understand what you're
Epistemology just means the study of knowledge. So your theory of knowledge would have to have access to my mental faculties.
You're shotgunning, but you're like, I'm telling you.
No, I've said the same thing. I've just expounded.
Yeah. You might want to slow down for a half a second, because in order to actually engage in this debate, I need to make sure that I'm tracking. Hey, can you explain to me what you're saying like I'm 5?
Yeah, universal claims like the one you just made about an entire demographic group. Those are claims about mental states, right? Because they'd have to believe it in their mind in order to embrace it. So everyone believes X, and then everyone intends X. That requires stronger evidence than claims about observable traits. You can't infer an internal belief simply from membership in a category.
Do you have to believe in something for it to actually exist?
Okay, that has established the relevancy of that comment to what I just said.
Yeah, I just want to know if you have to believe something for it to
that has nothing to do with what I just said. That's a dodge.
Does, but it's just a straight
no, it doesn't.
question.
It's a completely a conflation of terms.
Believe something exists in order for it to be true.
That has nothing to do with what I said. That's a dodge.
It does. I mean, I would like for you
no, it doesn't. Okay, establish the relevancy then. How is it relevant?
I'm going to tell you, but it's a simple question. Yes or no? Do you have to believe in something for it to be true?
Yeah, I'm just going to dodge the pivot.
I'm so confused as far as what that means.
No, you don't. Your attitude towards a proposition does not negate the value of the proposition that's in question.
I'm confused with your answer. I don't know if that's a yes
I just answered that question.
Can you answer it with a yes or no? Because I'm
yeah, I can have an attitude or a belief that 2 + 2 = 5, but that does not reduce the value objectively of 2 + 2 = 4 universally. So when you make a universal statement,
so again,
that requires
that
access
that
to the
has to be believed to be true.
That has nothing to do with what I just said. You're not engaging with the argument.
I just need to understand, does something have to be believed to be true?
That has nothing to do with what I just said. You're not engaging with the argument.
Yeah, I'm sitting here telling you, like, I'm going to explain it to you. I just need you to answer the question. I don't know why this is so difficult.
Yeah, that question has nothing to do with the argument. You're dodging. Deal with the argument.
It does.
Of course. Okay. Explain. Okay. What did I tell you? And then tell me how it's relative.
No, I just need you to answer the question. Do we have to believe?
Yeah, I need you to establish the relevancy of the question.
I will, but do we have to believe in something so it can be true?
No, you can believe in something to be false, but that doesn't negate the value. And I've already said that.
Perfect. So we don't have to actually believe in something in order for it to be true. So when
that's right, it has nothing to do with what I just told you.
You answer the question regardless.
You're talking about something else. Are you on this live or another live? You're not dealing with the argument. That has nothing to do with what I just said.
Trying to answer the question now that you've answered my question. I'm just
okay. What did I just say to you then?
2 seconds. I'm just gonna.
What did I just say to you?
For a second, I'm gonna go ahead and hit that mute really quickly so I can go ahead and finish what I was saying. So since you've already confirmed that just because we don't have to actually believe in something in order for it to be true. So when you say that, the entire collective has to quote unquote think a thing, no, it doesn't require the entire collective.
Okay, so is the entire collective embracing white supremacy?
Literally,
that was your assertion.
Hey, what is happening right now, Bub? I don't know if you've had too much coffee today or if you're like super medicated like I am. But I have no interest in like talking over each other and like doing the super like hyper whatever you're doing. So I need you to like slow down for a second. Let me finish what I'm saying. I promise you, I'm going to let you speak, but I need you to like reel it in. We're going to be adults. All right. Okay. There we go. So just because someone or some people may not actually know that a thing exists or even have to actually directly say like, oh, I believe in X does not mean that X does not exist. So just because you're saying that the overall collective of white people aren't thinking that they are embracing white supremacy does not mean that they are not embracing white supremacy. I think that's a bit of a fallacy in the sense of saying that it's a requisite of it.
Yeah, again, so a universal, right, claim about a mental cognitive state. In other words, what you said, everyone believes X, so everyone intends X. That requires stronger evidence about claims rather than observable traits. What you're doing is you're inferring an internal belief simply from a membership in a category. But the problem is that a person's race or demographic identity does not provide direct access to their private beliefs or intentions.
Mm-hmm. The fact that them embracing white supremacy is not predicated on their beliefs. Like, that's the point that I'm.
Okay, so they don't have. So what you're saying is you believe.
No, it's not.
And
that
you predicated the prompt on your beliefs,
nothing
and therefore it's true whether you believe it or not. And you're going to argue that?
Nothing
Are
is
you
based
serious?
on belief.
Okay, so you do believe it. So then, in other words, to acquire a belief state, you would have to have some sort of cognitive. You'd have to have some sort of access to their cognitive fact.
Nothing is based off of belief. The structure of race and white supremacy is real, and whether white people want to benefit from white supremacy or not, they still benefit from white supremacy.
Okay, so is embracing something, does that have something to do with what they believe or not, or no?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, give me an argument for that. Then how are they embracing it if they don't believe that they are?
Because when you benefit from something, whether you accept it or not, it's embracing it. The only way that you cannot be embracing it is if you're actively fighting to dismantle it.
Okay, and how do you know that they're not actively fighting to dismantle it?
Is a majority of white people fighting to dismantle.
Okay, that's a majority. That's a universal claim on a majority. You can't paint that broad stroke.
People,
okay, so change your prompt to a majority instead of all white.
You cry somewhere else. You cry somewhere else. My prompt is my prompt. Either you debate my prompt or you just go cry in the corner. I don't care. I don't care. You still
just conceded the prompt.
No, you haven't.
You just conceded.
You haven't. I haven't. White people embrace white supremacy. You still haven't actually engaged with it.
Yeah, you've already conceded. Now, you said it's not all; it's just a majority,
and you're losing.
So that's already reduced the
you're
prompt.
Doing such a bad job at this.
Whenever you say white people embrace white supremacy, do you mean that they consciously?
That's okay. I told you, like, I started off by saying, "Are you a Phil bro?" And if you are Phil bro and you're unwilling to actually engage in the substance because you want to talk about the structure of an argument, then you're not going to do well at this, because I don't care about the structure of the argument. I care about the substance of the argument. At no point have we talked about the substance of the argument. You running host. Yeah, run these nuts in your mouth. Come up here and debate me on the substance of the argument. You telling me that I need to change my background? I don't care what you guys think about my background. You think you're the word police? I don't care about you trying to be the word police. You being the word police does nothing for me. Engage in the substance. What are we doing? What are we doing? Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. And again, if you guys want to be debate bros, you got the wrong live. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Hi, yes, I am. And I was basically wondering if you could give me a little bit more information, or as you see it, on DEA.
DEA?
Just because, yeah, because you seem
What's
like,
DEA?
Sorry, shoot, I'm so nervous. Let me get my thing. Diversity, equity, inclusion, DEI, sorry.
You want me to explain DEI to you?
Well, I want to have a conversation with you about DEI because it seems kind of racist to me, the whole concept of DEI. And I want to, if you're pro DEI, then we could have a conversation about it.
Okay, I mean, that doesn't have anything to do with the background, but I guess.
Sorry, okay.
No, it's fine.
no,
I
I'm not
mean,
gonna
like,
do
I'm confused as far as why, so are you saying you're a Trump supporter?
I'm a Trump supporter, and I'm asking your opinion on
Okay, and you're a Trump
DEI
supporter,
off
and the
the
reason why
background.
you're a Trump supporter is because you agree with his stance on DEI. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that it should
Okay,
be
so
abolished.
that makes
That
more
is
sense
not
now.
good.
Okay, got it. Okay, that makes perfect
Sorry,
sense.
yeah.
Can you give me 2 seconds to say thank you to a couple of people, and then we can get into it?
Yes, I can.
Perfect.
course.
Thank you. Let's see here. W's in the chat, guys, for Josh. Josh sent a $15 donation. Say education ain't free for you sour donuts. I know that's right. Fucking W's in the chat. W's in the chat for Joshua. Thank you, Joshua. He said thank you for being you. I appreciate the hell out of you. I'm trying to be a better version of myself, and that includes like not dealing with the BS. And also, I'm trying not to yell as much. I really am. I'm trying. Dubs in chat for Jocelyn for the $1 donation saying Phil Bros are so boring. They really are. They just like circle jerking each other to like things that they haven't even read, right? They don't actually read philosophy. They just listen to people talk about philosophy on YouTube, and it's just such an interesting life that they live. Over on Twitch, W's in the chat for Cool Cat for the one cheered bit. You know he did cry. W's in the chat for Manders for the one cheered bit. Yeah, they're all cowards. W's in the chat for One Mighty Pin for the one cheered bit. I have not seen that, but I'll check that out. Fuck Nick Fuentes. W's in the chat for it's Wade for resubscribing over on Twitch. W's in the chat for one cool cat. I'm sorry, for Cool Cat, who sent a one cheered bit. Really, that was 23 minutes ago. I don't even remember who that was. W's in the chat for Cool Cat. You said it's hard to hear me. Is it still hard to hear me? YouTube, Twitch, Kick, is it still hard for you guys to hear me? You guys are being weird in the comment section. I don't know what's happening. Guess what? You guys have to get muted. I don't care. You guys got me fucked up. This is not the right chat for you. This is not the right chat for you to be weird. I don't give a fuck. It's fine. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had to turn it up. All right, perfect. W's in chat for all the donos. If anyone else like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you. It's the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. Oh, W's in the chat for follow. For the $10 super chat, say for the patients, majority is assumed instead of all. What is an ass? he is or was. Yeah, like he knew what he was doing. Absolutely. W's in the chat. Thank you so much for that donation. All right. So let's see here. Your name again is TH.
Yes, you can call me Tanya.
Tanya?
Yeah. Tanya.
Okay. Tanya, what's your understanding of DEI, and then what's your problem with it?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that it is the same thing as DEIA, as they are now calling it. And
they've been calling it DEIA since 1960s.
Okay, well, it's my understanding that it is basically liability insurance, so companies cannot get sued for being racist.
No.
And that seems pretty racist.
No, no, it's not liability insurance. Who told you that?
ACLU.
The ACLU told you that it's liability insurance. What's the title?
Okay. Well, oh, I just Googled I Googled what does DEI do, and it was like the second result is from ACLU.
What's the
It's a 21 paragraph article.
What's the title?
19 paragraphs down.
What's the title?
It's got lots of titles.
Yeah, no, what's the ACLU title? I'm going to pull it up and put it on the screen. We're going to look at it together. That's what I do here.
Okay.
We actually look at sources together. So it's ACLU. Okay. What's the title?
I don't know. I Googled what does DEI do? It was like the second, first or second one.
Sure. But if that's your source, then all you have to do, you said it's the ACLU, which is awesome. I mean, most people don't even have that level of a source, but all you have to do is like if you're saying there's 20 paragraphs, that's fine. Just tell me what's the title at the top of the source where, you know, you see all the 20 paragraphs. What's just the title?
Well, I took a note. I took notes on the source because I was kind of infuriated that only 19 paragraphs out of the 21. Do they ever say any word about what it does? I don't have the article in front of me. I can try to find it with you.
I mean, yeah, either. I mean, you can, or you know, we're just gonna go with Hitchum's razor.
Okay, what does that mean for me?
A claim presented without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. So unless you have something,
okay, can I
liability insurance, then we're just
Okay, can I read you the only paragraph where they actually explain anything of what DI is?
No.
That they wrote?
No, I would like for the actual source so we can pull it up and put it on the screen and look at it together. I don't need you to read something that you said that you jotted down from that.
No,
FYI, it's not liability
reading
insurance,
screenshot.
but like, yeah, I mean, like, that doesn't matter to me. I would love to be able to actually pull up the full source. So you could take a moment and go Google the ACLU and like give me the actual title, and we can put it on the screen and look at it together. But I don't care for you to just read some random thing off.
It's not the random thing, it's the article.
Okay, then what's the title of the article?
I don't know.
Okay,
Why do you need to know? Okay.
Because if you're citing this as a source, then we will actually look at your source and we will critique your source. And so you saying that it's the ACLU, I'm saying, awesome, let's look at it. But you can't say, I don't know the title and I'm just going to read to you some paragraph out of 19 out of 20 paragraphs. Swipe out for a second. You don't even have to leave. Look, do you see the account that's below you? There, you're teacupping. Go grab that title. I think people have a misconception about who I am and what I do, and the fact that I absolutely believe in empirics. Shout out to Swan. Like, I believe in being able to quantify the things that we're saying. And saying that the ACLU said that DEI is liability insurance is fucking wild. Debbie's in the chat for Jared for the $1 donation. Jared, yeah, you can drop it in the Discord. I'm not exactly sure how hopeful I can be, but yeah, I mean, I'm willing to give it any advice that I can offer for sure. W's in the chat for John for the $20 donation, saying Phil bros are obnoxious for sure, but the last guy was full Phil do. That's a living fallacy. That's a living fallacy that someone shouldn't be able to put that much into nothing out of there. I love you, bud. Love you too. Like, he was just really bad.
Okay.
He was super weird. Last but not least, W's in the chat for Rebel for the $10 donation. Thank you so much, Rebel, for the 10 that said rambles, elevators, ramps, elevators, automatic doors, closed captions, super racist, sarcasm. Ignore these fuck nuggets. Absolutely. W's in the chat. If anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. All right, you got the title of that ACLU article?
Yeah, I sent you a link in the chat.
I don't need the link in the chat. I just need the title of the ACLU article. The only thing you have to do is remember what the title says at the top. Following instructions are hard. Hey, guys, do me a favor. Look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button, turn on notifications so you know when we go live. We go live all the time. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. So please, 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 we got 85 new followers on the stream. We've been live for like 2 hours. I'm positive that there's more than 85 people that haven't followed me yet. You have that title?
Yeah, I just told you.
No, you didn't. I can't hear you while you're out of the app.
So sorry, that is my fault. DEI and accessibility explained.
DEI and accessibility explained.
By Kim Conaway.
All right. So this is from February the 27th, 2025. Is that accurate?
February 27th, 2025 is accurate.
Okay, perfect. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to put this on the screen, okay?
Thank you.
Do 45, 47. All right. Across the country, where there's mental center no discrimination. All right. So there is a lot here.
You have to read through 18 paragraphs of bullshit before they say one sentence about what DEI actually is.
This is the very top. What is diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility? DEIA is not an abstract concept. It's the framework for building institutions where everyone belongs and is able to thrive while addressing systematic barriers that we've historically, including marginalized communities. It's literally like I scrolled down and there it is.
And that's a lovely moral thing to say, but that's not an action that any corporation would do. We try to foster this. What do you do? And you have to go.
Wait, so hold on 1 second. Slow down for a second. Slow down for a second. So your issue isn't that they don't explain what DEIA is that they don't explain what DEIA practices specifically are?
Yes, what they do as an organization. That is a problem.
I don't care about you crying about that. That has no bearings on the overall premise of DEIA or the source. So what's the point?
What it does, you have to support what it does. I'm trying to bring up the source.
This is what it does right here. Like literally, that's what DEIA is.
That's
DEIA
an idea. That's not an action.
The DEIA.
That's an idea. Do you understand?
DEIA is about the ability to remove barriers that other people that are not marginalized face.
By doing what?
Yeah, those are that. Now you're saying that you have an issue with these specific actions, but again, one, this is your source.
This is a program. They're doing something. You have to know what they're doing, not just what they say they want.
I need you to slow down and stop speaking over me, please and thank you.
Okay. I will.
The ACLU, which this is just one source, this is your source, but the ACLU.
You said it was good.
The ACLU, which is your source, which is one source, telling you at the very top what the premise of DEIA is the most important thing, because you literally said that you think that it's racist, right? You can talk about the fact that you want to understand how those actual the implementation of DEIA looks and what that actually entails and all that other stuff. I hear you. I get it. Sure. Fine. But can you tell me at this very top where this talks about what that actually the premise of what DEIA is supposed to do? Can you tell me how do you read this portion that's highlighted and then say, oh, it's racist?
Because it's just bullshit words that sound nice but do nothing to help anybody.
Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean that it's bullshit. Like you're just having a comprehension issue. And again, that doesn't answer the question. You said that DEIA is racist. And I said, how is this explaining to you what the premise of DEIA is? How is this racist?
May I speak for a moment? Okay. So I'm not saying that their words are racist. I'm saying that in their ineffectuality and in all of this bullshit language, they are hiding actions that are not helping anybody.
Okay, give me a specific action that hasn't helped.
Here, okay, let me say my thing real quick. If you go,
you know what?
19,
let's go down. That's fine. Tell me where at the bottom.
Go down.
Tell me where to look. What are you?
19 paragraphs down.
Where specifically? What's the where?
When employers commit to DEIA, they When employers commit to DEIA, they reduce legal and financial risk by minimizing employment discrimination claims and the monetary settlements and judgments that can follow. And then the next 2 points: foster inclusive, comfortable, and supportive work environments that lead to productive workforce and drive innovative and profit by leveraging the diverse ideas, blah, blah, blah. It's just bullshit. Their one point, the one thing they do is limit how much you can get sued for being racist. That's what they do.
No, it doesn't.
That is racist.
Again, it's literally a comprehension issue you don't understand, and it's making you mad because you don't understand words.
That's what I'm talking to you. Explain it. What am I missed?
First and foremost, it's not my job to explain to you anything.
Yes, it literally is.
It's literally not. If you have a hard time understanding things, or if you want me to explain something, then you pay me. My labor is not free. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo,
I'll
pay links in
pay
the
you
link tree
once
in the
you do your
bio.
job.
You said what?
I said I'll pay you once you do your job.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute you. I don't care about what you're saying, white lady. Like, you randomly coming up here demanding for me to teach you something, that's not gonna happen. If you want to debate DEIA, we can debate DEIA. If you want me to teach you about DEIA, then you will hit the pay links, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link here in the bio. Santana speaks for you, because black people labor is not free, and I'm not gonna teach you shit for free. If you want to debate, we can debate. If you want to be taught, then pay me and I will teach you. Or you can get to the comment sections. You can go try to find someone else to, like, you can go read a book. Obviously, you're having an issue with comprehending. And so if you're trying to debate this, then we can debate it. But if you want me to explain to you what they're saying, then pay me. I don't care which one. I'm not going to teach you for free. Sending you a request to come off mute.
Thank you. I would like to hear your side of the debate, please.
You're wrong. You don't understand what DEIA is, and that's not what it says.
That's not a debate. That's just your unfounded opinion.
You, like, it's not an unfounded opinion. You don't understand the actual sentence in the paragraph, because this paragraph does not say that it's a liability insurance.
It says minimizing monetary settlements and judgments that can follow.
When employers commit to DEIA, they reduce legal and financial risk by minimizing employment discrimination claims. Hey, what is a risk?
Being sued.
No,
Risk, liability,
not what is an example of a risk, but what is a risk?
In this context, it is being sued.
No, I don't care about the actual example. I want you to tell me what a risk is.
The unknown.
A risk is taking an action that has an unknown consequence. Can we agree on that?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so if it's saying that you are reducing a financial risk, that means that it reduces the actual potential impact to finances. And the way that you reduce those potential impacts to finances is by minimizing potential employment discrimination claims. When it comes to employment, I'm still speaking. When it comes to employment discrimination claims, there are a multitude of claims that can be filed for employee discrimination. There can be claims filed based off of race, gender, sex, religion, a multitude of things, being able-bodied, all of those things. You can literally sue a company and say they discriminated against me because I have a disability. They discriminated against me because I'm a woman. They discriminated against me because I'm Asian. Like that, those are actual. They're saying that if you implement that, then it reduces you being sued for those type of things, which reduces the financial burden on you.
No, I'm pretty sure it says
you're wrong.
When you commit to DEIA, you minimize the claims that can be made against you.
That's not what it says. Why are you skipping words? It's I'll put it back on the screen. You're fucking lying. I'm sorry. I took it off the screen. No, you don't need to make things simpler because you don't understand. How are you going to simplify something you don't understand?
Because I see reduced legal and financial risk by minimizing employee discrimination claims. And I hear discrimination claims would be legal. That would be them sued. Financial risk also leads me to believe they're talking about being sued, and minimizing the ability to be sued for being racist is racist to me, in my opinion.
When does it say anything about
if you
race?
Commit to DEIA,
when does it say anything about it? I literally gave you multiple. I literally. Hey, TH. Respectfully, shut the fuck up. Respectfully.
Yes, I'm here.
If I sat there and told you that there are a multitude of ways that you can discriminate against someone, why do you keep saying race?
Oh, because I'm talking to you about it because you're black.
I don't give a fuck about why you're talking to me about that. I'm talking about what's on the screen.
And so I think you would have a perspective on it.
I literally don't care why you're talking to me about this. I'm talking about what's on the screen. If it says that you can sue for discrimination, are there a multitude of ways that you can discriminate against someone? Can you discriminate against someone for being a woman?
Obviously.
Can you discriminate against someone for having a disability?
Making a face now.
Can you discriminate against someone?
Yes, and I think you should be able to sue if you've been discriminated against.
Can you discriminate? Okay, so then what are you talking about? You just you literally keep trying to make this about race when this isn't about race.
I'm saying this limits the ability of some. I'm so sorry. My whole point, I'm so sorry if it's not clear, was that limiting people's ability to sue a corporation or a school, because that's what it is, for being racist. Limiting the ability to sue for being racist
doesn't limit the ability to sue. This says it reduces the legal and financial risk. It doesn't say that it stops you. It doesn't say that it stops other people. It says that it reduces the risk of being
employers.
Yes.
For employers, they agree to DEIA, and they cannot be sued for being racist.
No. You're literally just stupid. You're literally just stupid. This has nothing to do with the quote unquote employers agreeing to DEIA so they can't be sued. This says that if you embrace DEIA, it reduces your chance of being sued for discrimination, because if you embrace DEIA, which at the very top, that's why it's important to understand what the very top of it says right here. What is diversity, equity, and inclusion and accessibility? DEIA is not an abstract concept. It's a framework for building institutions where everyone belongs and is able to thrive while addressing systemic barriers that we have historically excluded marginalized communities. Hey, so question, if you create a work environment that actually includes everyone, including people that have historically been marginalized, then are you more likely or less likely to be sued for discriminating against those marginalized people?
If we are going to continue to have a conversation,
you to just answer the question
I need
directly.
you to not call me stupid.
I need you to not be stupid then.
I don't believe that this conversation can be held in good faith.
Okay, then
I'm
leave.
sorry.
I don't care. If you don't want me to call you stupid, then don't be stupid.
I'm not being stupid. I'm
you
trying
literally
to have a
are.
debate.
Okay, so either you're being stupid or you're willfully obtuse. I just need to know if you're not being bad faith, then you are stupid.
You cannot tell me how the words written on the screen are different than how I'm describing them.
Because you don't understand it, and either you are willfully being obtuse or you're not. At this point, either you're willfully being obtuse or you're not tall enough to ride this ride.
Explain it in simple terms then.
Simple terms are.
How is it different than how I said it?
I got you. Simple terms are, if you make sure that people are included, then you don't have to worry about being sued for not including people.
No, it just means you can't get sued for not including people.
Tell me where it says you can't get sued. Show me anywhere it says you can't get sued.
Reduce legal and financial risk by minimizing employment discrimination claims.
If you reduce something, does that mean that there's no? Hey, if you reduce something, does it mean that there's no presence of that thing? If I tell you, like I have a bottle of water right here. You see this water? You see this? You see this? Can you see my bottle of water?
I don't want to play stupid games.
Can you see my bottle of water?
Speak.
Yes or no, Donut? Can you see the bottle of water?
Yes, I can see the
perfect.
Bottle of water.
I'm going to reduce the amount of water that's in the bottle. I just reduced the amount of water in the bottle. Is there no water in the bottle?
If you wanted water to be in the
bottle, is there no water in the bottle? Yes or no? Is there no water in the bottle? Yes or no?
I don't think you're making the point you think you are.
I need you to answer the question. Is there water still in the bottle after I reduced it?
There is still some water in the bottle.
Perfect. So just because I reduced the water that's in the bottle does not mean that all the water is gone. So just because you reduce your chance of being sued does not mean you cannot be or you will not be sued. It just means that there's less of a chance of being sued.
Please let me speak. It's not reducing the ability to be sued. It's reducing how much you can be sued for.
No, it's not.
Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
not. It says right here, it literally says reduce legal and financial risk. We already talked about what a risk is, and it's reducing the possibility of a risk.
Yes, and the risk is that they would be sued. It's saying if you...
So if you're reducing the possibility of them being sued, it does not mean that you stop them from being sued.
Yes,
Why would you sue someone?
What do you think is being decreased? It's the number of people being sued for being racist.
Yes, because it's not racist. Stop saying racist, you donut. It never says anywhere about racism.
For being not
discriminated against.
For being discriminatory.
Yes,
okay.
It reduces the chance of a company to be sued for discrimination because they're not discriminating, because they're being inclusive.
If that's what you believe, but I don't think they should have
That's
to put
what
a
it
monetary cap
says.
on it. Sorry, can I just talk for 1 second? If you were treated racistly in the workplace, but your company had committed to DEI, whatever that means, your $80,000 settlement that you should have gotten for being treated horribly in the workplace is now reduced.
No, that's not.
That's
Give me
what it means. That's
no,
why
it
they
doesn't.
commit
No,
to
it doesn't. You're
DEI.
fucking stupid. You're fucking stupid.
then explain.
And at this, no, I'm not explaining shit else to you. There's no point in me talking to you because you have the IQ of fucking toast, and I refuse. I am not going to continue to explain something to you that is simple. Just because someone engages in DEIA does not mean that they cannot be sued for discrimination. It just means that they will be less likely to be sued because they're being inclusive. Dunning-Kruger is fucking kicking your ass. I don't understand. And you sitting up here demanding me to educate you. You still haven't hit the pay links. I don't do this shit for free. You said it's your job. No, it's not my job to educate you. I'm here for a debate, and you haven't provided anything to debate. You just want to understand, but you don't want to actually listen. Fuck are we doing? Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links and links are in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Hush Puppy, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything in the background? Okay, I'm going to drop you down. Guys, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Hi, Lady Dragon. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything in the background? Okay. Guys, there's a lot of people in the request. Please, please, please check your request down at the bottom. And if you are in the request, please make sure that you are here for a debate. There are a lot of people in the request, and it may be like accidents or friendlies or whatever, but check the request and make sure that if you are in the request, you're here for a debate. Also, look up at the top if you see the word follow, and that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. Please, please, please hit that follow button. Turn on notifications so you know when we go live all the time. I don't know if this person, Jazzy, is going to load. So I'm just going to drop you, Jazzy. If you can hear me, if you want to request back, you can, but check your actual request. Requests. Hi, are you a Trump supporter? Disagree with anything on the background?
Yes, I'd say, sorry, I think my connection's a little weak. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, no worries. I can hear you.
Okay, the background's different now, but I saw something about Christians weaponize the Bible.
Yeah.
I would agree to an extent, but I'm Christian, so I thought we could hash that out a little bit.
Okay. What extent do you disagree?
Right. I would say that, I would say weaponizing the Bible isn't inherent to Christianity in a negative sense. I criticize like evangelical Christian conservative type of Christianity. So I would agree with you. I would see them as a problem, but I would say that true Christians, or Christians that truly live as Christ, do not weaponize the Bible in a hateful way.
Okay. I hear you. So the premise behind the actual point, it's not about the individuals, because I will agree with you. Like, yeah, some individuals don't live by the complete weaponization of the Bible. But the overall premise, as far as the religion and the way that it's been used historically and even today, overwhelmingly has been a form of weaponization. Whether we talk about like colonization, whether we talk about genocide, all of these things have been an overarching factor and has been used for by Christianity. And even if we talk about today, like the people who justify a lack of access to healthcare for women and even like rights for people within the queer community, they use the premise of Christianity and the Bible to justify that.
Right. Yeah. I mostly agree with what you stated right there, especially when it comes to the pro-life legislation that is pushed by, the evangelical Christians in America. I see them as a problem as well. I suppose the main point I'm trying to make is that I don't think we disagree that much, because I'm not sure if you're religious or not. But either way, of course, in America, we have the freedom of religion. And so you're not, and I don't think hardly anyone of importance is arguing to like legislate against religion or anything. It's just, you could say, acknowledging and recognizing the history of Christianity, how it has been used, because it is the religion. It was the religion of the state. It is the religion of Western society. And so, of course, it has came with a lot of issues, a lot of, like you said, whether it's colonization or slavery or white supremacy. There is a lot of problems that need to be solved. So
yeah. And what I'm saying is, until there is an overarching premise of not weaponizing it and not using it to harm marginalized communities, there should be an expectation that it is going to continue to be done. So it's not me invalidating the individuals. It's me speaking to the accessibility of the religion to be used to harm others.
Right. Yeah. See, that's why I wanted to hash it out, because I consider myself a progressive Christian, and I am a liberal. So yeah, I appreciated this discussion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of people get caught up on the stuff that I say on my background, And just because I have it on the background, they think that I'm talking about every individual person in every single sense. But it's never about saying all. It's about the collective of the whole. And it's about addressing the issue with the collective of the whole, so it no longer represents the whole. If people who claim to be like Christians and uphold like the actual teachings of Jesus, and they want to shift the ideology and what the faith that they believe in represents, then they have to deal with the issues within their community and get people to stop leaning on Christianity to like not only subjugate people, but to have people less than, to like condemn people who are part of the queer community, to condemn transgender people, to say women shouldn't have rights to bodily autonomy. Like, we have to have those people address those issues within their communities. So that's not the overarching message. So the individual the ideas that, you know, like you say that you may portray when it comes to Christianity is at the forefront and not the hateful rhetoric of others. Oh, he left. I didn't know he left. I didn't know he was gone. I was just yapping. Guys, look up at the top. You see the word follow. That means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only. What up, Rick? Only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links, and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. I got some thank yous. I'm going to read those off in just a moment, but you can hit the pay links. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yes, both of them.
Okay. Can you give me like 2 minutes just to get caught up on some of these thank yous, and I'll give you the floor.
Yeah,
you can either tell me specifically why you still support Trump today, or you can tell me which point you disagree with, and we can start there.
Yep, go ahead.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. Over on YouTube, W's in the chat for Amanda for the $4.99 super chat to say, what an entitled caller TH is. Your labor isn't free. It's so weird that people think that, like, again, if TH just wanted to debate, like, I'm here for that. But sitting here saying that I should educate her and this should be free, like, that's such a weird premise. W's in the chat for Mel for the $4.99 super chat to say, am I hearing things, or does she seriously say that it's racist to not be racist? Ironically, she's benefiting from DEIA. Like, it just went over her head the entire time. That was in the chat for Miss Bella Sella. Hey, Miss Bella Sella, for the $5 super chat to say, she literally said being sued for being racist is racist. I can't. Like, again, she was just completely confused. And she was like, well, since you're black, you can explain it. Fucking wild concept. W's in the chat as well for Jocelyn for the $1 donation. Jocelyn said, yeah, she was absolutely just demanding shit, which was wild. W's in the chat for Joseph for the $20 donation said, your time ain't free. This is for the education. Fucking W's in the chat for Joseph. Thank you so much for that. W's in the chat for Amanda for the $15 donation say, hey, Santana, long time listener. I can hear your exhaustion dealing with the opposition today. I heard you weren't feeling great. Hope this helps. Thank you for something. I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you. And no, it's not. I'm okay. It's just that it's been a busy weekend. It's been a crazy busy weekend, and we're doing this, and then we still have to travel. We're flying today as well. So, like, that's all it is. But thank you so much, Amanda. I appreciate the hell out of you. W's in the chat for Marie for the $1 donation. Marie, get the jar ready. It's all good. And Mama Jones ain't listening right now. So yes, they are absolute fuck nuggets. Thank you so much for the one. W's in the chat for Jay. What up, Jay? For the $5 donation. Black labor is not free for the inept people in the back calling the police. God damn. W's in the chat for Jared for the one. Yeah, like, I don't know what the fuck she was reading, Jared. It was wild. W's in chat for Lee for the $5 donation saying, paying for education I receive as a white person, the white person on your panel won't pay for. I wish it could be more money because I appreciate your education. Listen, Leah, thank you so much for the $5 is absolutely kind, and you being here is absolutely amazing. Thank you for the $5. W's in the chat as well for, let's see here. Jay for the $2. Yeah, like, if that's what she's gonna do, then murder isn't murder. Like, you're right. W's in the chat for Chrissy for the $6 donation. Brutal stupidity. Brutal stupidity with this one started 1619 last night. so much. Yes, it's crazy. I just finished my second read through, and I'm on to War Against All Puerto Ricans. I'm telling you, that book is a banger as well. W's in the chat for Jacob for the one. No, you're good, Jacob. Thank you so much. Like, people like that, just that's who they are, and that's what they're about. Stephanie sent a 2 cents donation. I'm assuming Stephanie sent a 2 cents donation to try to share her 2 cents. Stephanie, kindly, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if Stephanie, if you can hear me, I don't give a fuck about what you're saying. No, you could have kept your 2 cents, both with your message and the actual literal 2 cents that you sent. W's in the chat for Anthony for the $5 donation. Yeah, she doesn't understand what a reduction of risk is. Like, it was weird. W's in chat for Tabitha for the $30 donation. Holy shit, thank you so much. Saying showing up, I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you so much. W's in chat for Crystal for the $10 donation, saying you handled the donut like a champ. The Republicans must have done so poorly in reading comprehension in your education. You reduced that down to elementary and she couldn't understand it. Like, yeah, it was literally just her. It was just her. And last but not least, W's in chat for Selma for the $10 donation for the actual, holy shit, there's a couple more just came in for the it's $10 for the struggle. Like, I get it. Some people, some motherfuckers love ice skating uphill, and obviously that's what it was. W's in chat for Joshua for the one. Yeah, it was just foolishness, flat out foolishness. That's it. And guys, fucking W's in the chat for Jamie for the $50 donation. Fucking W's. Jamie said, for your labor, thank you, Jamie. Holy shit, thank you. Holy shit, that's a lot of money. All right, guys, sorry, I am all caught up. But W's in the chat for all the donors. If anyone else like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat. I will read that out. All right, I apologize for taking so long, but I was really far behind. What point on the background do you disagree with, or do you want to tell me how today, July the 13th, 2026, you still support Donald Timothy Trump?
All right, so I have a couple questions. One, if it's too personal, you don't got to answer. Where do you live? Like, where do you stay at? You in the United States?
Yeah, I live in Washington State.
Washington. Okay. Two, why do you think we should reduce the U.S. military?
I think that it's an overarching understanding. When I say reduce the United States military, I'm more so referring to the military budget. And it's not cutting the budget just to cut the budget. I think we should look at optimizing the budget through audits and then a reallocation of funds to ensure that we are taking care of our soldiers, we're taking care of our vets, we are being innovative, and we're cutting out any type of wasteful spending. Also, utilizing excess funds to improve social safety nets within our country. And then I do think that we need to reduce the amount of United States presence all around the world. I don't think that we need to have like a base, in every country and, a footprint in every country. I do think that we need to have the ability to be able to respond worldwide. So I think it's justification to have bases and troops in certain areas, especially when it comes to if any of our allies are requesting support. But I do think that there would be more benefit in actually ensuring that our allies have the ability to respond as well, whether we sell them equipment or either train them and things like that. But I don't think that we need to have our men and women in uniform in like different places all around the world just to have them there. So when I say reduce the United States military, I'm talking about in a couple of different ways that would make it more optimal, beneficial, and really help everyone globally. Also, if you reduce the actual presence of the United States military, then you slow the military industrial complex, which has been the rest of the world trying to catch up with the military. I mean, like recently, France and other European allies have made a decision to start making nukes again, and they're not even like sharing what their nuclear stockpile is. So, and that's been indicative of the United States trying to increase their military budget from 1 trillion to 1.5 trillion.
Okay. I see where you're coming from. But you also got to look at it from other people. Other people look at it as they just get their foot in the door and they want to just go for it because they have the advantage. So I see where you're coming from by reducing it. But at the same time, if we reduce it too much and say a big war breaks out, they're going to aim for the countries that have nothing to protect them. So you want to make sure you have everything where you need it in case something happens.
Yeah, I agree,
Because
and I think
if
even with the
you
reductions that I'm advocating for, it does that. The United States military budget currently is $1.1 trillion. If you actually take the next 14 world military budgets and combine them together, we still have a larger budget. If you cut the United States military budget in half, we still have the largest budget in the world by $300 billion. If you take a look at the next 14 largest budgets, 11 of those people are specifically our allies, and then one, India, we're at least friendly with. So at the very least, you can say 12 of the next 14 with the largest military budgets in the world that we are on good terms with. So with cutting the military budget, it wouldn't actually put us at a disposition. It would foster it would necessitate us fostering better relationship with our allies to ensure that those other 12 people that we're at least friendly with, we have good relationships with them, and so we can have a united front as far as any type of global conflict.
Okay. So I did see somebody in the chat said that our military is wasting so much. I honestly, I do get that. Military does waste a lot because we're putting our noses where they shouldn't be. But at the same time, how do I word this? I don't want to word this the wrong way. Why would we reduce our military, reduce our products, and reduce what we have when what we have now has saved us from many propositions?
It hasn't. The United States of America has often been the aggressor in a lot of situations. When it comes to like defending ourselves, absolutely, I think we should be able to defend ourselves. I think even we should be able to defend our allies. But if you take a look at the alliance that we currently have, specifically with Israel, Israel has been on the attack, and the United States of America has had to face the blowback of Israel attacking in the last year and a half 10 different countries and saying that it was preemptive. And specifically the current conflict that we're engaged with is with Iran is specifically because Israel came to the United States of America and told us that if we didn't actually join them on the attack, that they were going to attack Iran, and then when Iran hit them back, we were going to have to get involved anyway. So like saying that we've done anything to keep things safe or whatever, that's just a fallacy. It's not. I believe in being able to actually, respond in defensive measures, but I don't think that the United States has done that at all.
But okay, how do I say this next?
You can think about it for a second really quickly, guys. W's in the chat for Melissa. W's in the chat for Melissa, guys. Melissa sent a $20 donation. Melissa said, "This is going towards the time you spent trying to teach that ignorant white woman about DEIA. I value your time from a white woman." Melissa, thank you so much for that $20 donation. That is far, far, far too kind. Thank you so much. Yeah, like, I mean, it's the cost of doing business, honestly. Over on Twitch, W's in the chat for Manders for the one cheer bit. Yeah, like she just wanted to say DEIA was racist. That was it. That's all she had. Like literally, that's all that she had. W's in the chat for Manders. Yeah, anti-liability. Yeah, wild. W's in the chat for Lana for the 1,000 cheer bits. And wait, away with her. Yeah, we end up kicking her. W's in the chat for Cool Cat. She was stupid. And W's in the chat for Mander for the one cheered bit. I didn't disrespect Toast. I was just saying, W's in the chat for Courtney's for the one cheered bit. Yes, I didn't. Just stop it, Twitch. I didn't disrespect Toast. Not all of you sending cheer bits to like boast. Like, okay, we get it. Toast is Toast, and it's dope. And her IQ is lower than Toast. I will not make that reference again, Twitch. Dang it. And W's in chat for Sean. Watch my legs, who resubscribed for 18 months over on Twitch. Holy fuck. W's in the chat for Sean, guys. We fucking love Sean. W's in the chat. One more time. If anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. All right. Did you figure out how you want to say what you were going to say? Oh, he ran. How long, guys? How long has he been gone? How long? I didn't even notice it. How long was he gone? God damn it. A few seconds? Okay. Maybe he realized he had nothing. Maybe that's what it was. He realized he had nothing, and so he was like, yep, I'm gone. You said, LOL, y'all are so triggered. What are you talking about? Who's triggered? I'm going to mute you. Shark, whatever. Come up here and tell me who's triggered. What do you mean? Guys, look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button, turn on notifications so you know when we go live. Please, please, please. He said it kicked him out. That's not true. If it kicked him out, he could have requested back up. He's not in the request. Hit that follow button. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. We got 144 new followers on the stream. Please, 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 guys. We're getting up to 200,000 followers. Please hit that follow button and turn on notifications. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything in the background? Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything in the background? Okay, I'm going to take that as a no. I think that was a mistake. Yeah, that was a mistake. Accidental request. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like he literally absolutely did not get kicked out, because if he got kicked out, then he would have been back in the request, but he never actually hit the request to come back up. So that was on him. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Oh, okay. 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 I guess not. I guess not. All right, guys. I think we won. Chat. I think we won. I think we've officially defeated MAGA in every way, shape, or form. I think they're cooked. I think they're done. And with that being said, I actually need to go ahead and get out of here, because I got to pack and get the equipment packed up and ensure that we are G to G. So give me a second here, though. One second. Oh, dang. I was going to co-host with Solid, but it looks like Solid already has someone on his panel. So guys, go over and rate Solid. I know he's debating, and you guys get some good debates over there. Go show Solid some love. W's in the chat for One Mighty Pen. I missed yours. What did I miss? Were you talking about toast? Yeah, I skipped all, because all y'all were just fussing at me about toast. W's in the chat for Manders for the one. You should look at the person. Yeah, like what it is kind of hard to see the screens because they're so far away and they're smaller. So that's what it honestly is. W's in the chat for Tanya for resubscribing, for subscribing over on Twitch. Fucking W's in the chat. Thank you. All right, guys, we got to get out of here because I got to pack and we're heading home. We've done a whole weekend full of filming. A lot of good stuff that I'll let you guys know as soon as it's put out. A lot of great debates. I kicked ass and took names. Right. I can't wait for you guys to see what was done. I got an opportunity to call Donald Trump a white supremacist and say that his administration is filled with Nazis. So we talked about that. I got someone to claim that, believe that they, or I'm sorry, admit that they believe that they believe in 1350. Right. They just wanted to do black people bad. So that was interesting. But I'll give you guys more information as soon as I can. If someone in the chat could actually, one of the mods, if we can drop Solid's username in the comment section, and then we'll pin it so we can get a raid going over to Solid. Again, I wanted to co-host, but it looks like he has someone on the panel, so we can't co-host with Solid. But Solid, I'm positive that he has some really good debates over there. So you guys go show Solid some love. Get over to his actual, here it is. Perfect. Thank you, Dwayne. And pin. There it is. We got Solid's at pin. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get out of here. Let's go.
You stepped in a box, now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here, you better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in shame. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats who get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit. Yeah.
Hey, W's in the chat for the chat. W's in the chat for the chat. Guys, I had fun. I had fun. I had fun. I had fun. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Holy shit. W's in the chat for Kristen for the $25 donation. Just making sure that you actually get this. I sent 2 Venmos and never read it nor mentioned my name. I thought it was on my end. I support most creators with a lot of money because I believe in the cause. But I feel a bit of a slap in the face when it doesn't get read out. Kristen, I'm not sure what happened. W in the chat, thank you so much for the $25 donation. I read those out. I didn't see, I don't see anything else that has come from you. So yeah, I mean, mine is Santana speaks for you. I don't know. Wait. Hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, I don't see anything. Oh wait, no, I did. I read it out. The $10. Yeah, I read that one out. He said you handled the donut like a champ. The Republicans all must have done so poorly in reading comprehension. She reduced it down to elementary, and she couldn't understand it. She's racist. I read that one. But thank you. You're too kind. You're too kind. W's in the chat for Kristen again, guys. I will see you guys later. I'm pretty sure I might not be back on this evening, but whatever. But I'll see you guys later tomorrow. Go show Solid some love. Thank you for all the gifts, taps, likes, and shares. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for being absolutely amazing. I love you all, and as always, peace.